Okay, good afternoon to all. So we have reached at the last session of our ARM, uh, and its name is New SVU Faculty Research Presentation. This session is meant for newly joined faculty member to give their introduction so that the people already in our system can interact and make a collaboration. So I will call one by one to the presenter. Before that, there is on the screen you have a scan for feedback. So it's my humble request that everyone does scan it and please fill it so that we can improve our program for next year from the guidance of your feedback. So, in starting this session, I would like to call Professor Ukrandi sir on the stage to chair this session. Sir, with your permission, let us allow the 5 minutes for every presentation, and we try to ask one or two questions, not more, because all are of the same family and we can interact anytime, anywhere. So we can, once knowing each other, can make a collaboration. In this first presentation, we have the Dr. Yamni Shah from School of Civilization.
Rukrandi, and good afternoon to everyone present here. I would like to present the research that I've done here after joining Somaya Vidya Vihar University. I head the Center for Kutch and Desert Studies under the School of Civilization Studies. So the areas under which I will be doing research and have done research is research on Kutch, research on literature. There have been certain international collaborative projects that have been taken up, and there's also research in poetry form, as well as there are some books that are going to come up. So I'll just explain briefly. The research papers that have been published so far is Land of Legendary Abounds, the commercial literature of Kutch, ecological crisis and sociological Gesellschaft, Gemeinschaft, and the literary representations of migrant pastoralist community of the Indian Western frontier. The Animal-Human Connect and Divide Cattle Survey of Kutch. This was, of course, based on the research done by the students of Somaya Vidya Vihar campus, students from physics, chemistry, environmental studies, management, and psychology, sociology, and history. So it was an interdisciplinary research that took place in Kutch, and these are the research papers that came out of it. Then research on literature, because I also come under the Faculty of Language and Literature. So this is on queering popular culture, South Asian Canadian literary, cultural, and film scene mapping. Then the other research paper was Feminist Autobiographical Denotations of Doubly Downtrodden Dalit Identity, Baby Kamle's The Prisons We Broke as Indian Casteist Classist Liberatory Knowledge System. The third was South Asian popular cultural representations and historiography and their impact on queer subcultures. And the last one in that was South Asian diasporic shared queerness identity crisis, embodying affect through Shani Motu's Serious Blooms at Night. Political and gendered interventions on mangroves through ecological and humanist literature, selected poems from abstract oralism in comparison with Amitav Ghosh's The Hungry Tide. We had also applied for an international collaborative research project along with Central St. Martin's University of Arts, London. It was British Council International Collaborations grants for £75,000. It was a great collaboration to work towards it, although we did not get the grant, but we are still working towards the research topic, History of Expression through Design in the Traditional Silver Jewelry of the Rabari Women of Kutch. And these are some of the poems based on Kutch and literature that have been published since the time I joined over here. And the book that we are working on is The Visual and Material Culture of Kutch. It's a volume which will attract contributions. And along with that, there's a literary theory that I'm working on. So just to give you a brief sense of all the research that I'm doing. And the thrust area is Kutch, gender, diaspora, and nation. Thank you.
Very well presented. I mean, less than 4 minutes. Appreciated.
Thank you.
As there is no question, so next we have Dr. Kriska Chandwani. Yeah. And after that,
Madam, which are the journals where you'll be targeting to publish your articles?
So these will be humanities journals
No,
across.
in that, any particular journal you identified?
So there are many. So the
Yeah.
ones where my work is
Yeah.
published, you want to know?
Future, which journals you target?
So it's
And
it's
are
across the
those
world.
journals available in our digital library?
Okay. I need to check whether all of them are available. So GAPS Bodhitaru was one of the journals where the KJ Somaiya Arts and Commerce College organized a conference, and then the entire research proceedings were published in that journal, which is a UGC
Scopus
recognized. Huh?
Scopus?
So in humanities and social sciences, I don't know how the correlation works with the science mapping. So we need to check that element.
No, Elsevier has everything, not only science.
Okay, so I need to check whether that
we have to
is
sit down and identify
okay.
these are the 10-20 journals
Uh-huh.
which are indexed by Scopus or Web of Science.
And so, of course, there are some papers which were published in Edinburgh, one in Romania, one in Turkey. So,
Yeah.
all
No,
those.
that is accepted, but is it indexed?
Yeah.
So please put some time on that.
Yes, I will give that exact.
That will give you more mileage later,
Right.
those journals.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
so now we have Dr. Kriska. After the Dr. Kriska, we have Dr. Harsali.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Krishika. I'm from SK Somaiya College and I've joined on 12th August 2024. The agenda for today is my background and research profile. I'll be speaking on my research area in which I have worked during my PhD, tools of analysis and techniques used, outcomes, and areas of further research. I've completed my PhD from Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapeeth, Pune, and the topic was impact of corporate governance on the financial performance of listed companies in India. I've worked with HNGH Mansukhani Institute of Management for 14 years, and I have taught various subjects like financial accounting, mergers, acquisition, valuation, and so on. Till date, I have 14 publications. Few are in UGC journals, and one is in Scopus journal. Speaking about my research area, then I have worked on corporate governance, wherein I created a corporate governance using 7 sub-indices, and I studied first the impact of ownership patterns on corporate governance of listed IT and healthcare sector companies in India. Then I studied the impact of corporate governance on the financial performance of these listed companies. In IT and healthcare, I took S&P BSE IT and S&P BSE healthcare index companies, and all the listed companies I had taken into consideration. I had collected data from the annual reports. Various tools of analysis I had used to carry out the analysis, like if I speak about the tools, yes, while framing my index, I had collected the data and given them 1 and 0 coding, and I've done that using Excel. Then I've also used SPSS and Stata for my statistical analysis. Then the techniques which I used for validating my hypothesis were ANOVA, chi-square, correlation, panel data regression, and trend analysis. The study actually highlighted the ownership patterns which were prevailing in IT and healthcare sector, wherein IT sector was majorly dominated by, we can say public shareholding, and the healthcare sector was dominated by promoter shareholding. And the impact, second, it also threw a light on whether ownership patterns actually impacted corporate governance or not. And the study revealed that ownership patterns did not influence corporate governance practices because corporate governance practices are more, prevalent or are being followed by the companies just by the SEBI guidelines which are issued to them. And the third part was studying the impact of these corporate governance scores on the financial performance of the companies, for which I have used various statistical techniques. But I had also studied the impact of sub indices of corporate governance on the financial performance of these companies. Further, I am planning to do my research on ESG practices of corporates, and I'm planning to explore these areas. Thank you very much. Any questions?
What facilities you need to continue this research in SVU?
Sorry, sir.
What facilities you need?
Sir, I just need time, nothing else. Because, sir, when I did this research on corporate governance, at that time, I have completely done on secondary data. So I collected all the annual reports for the last 5 years. So rather, I would look out for collaborations wherein, I can collaborate with people and do my research further, and I can get publications in, say, ABDC journal. That's my target further. Not
So-
only Scopus, but then ABDC is what I'm targeting now.
Collaboration with whom?
People in the similar area may be interested in ESG practices, who want to do in that. That would be my aim.
So that you plan for next 6 months, you will do some collaborations.
Yes, I'm planning to do that.
Any help required, you can contact us.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kriska. Next is Dr. Harsali ma'am from SK Somaya College. After her, Dr. Gaurav Gadgil from School of Civilization. Be ready for your presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Harshali Patel from SK Somaya College. I'm from School of Basic and Applied Sciences. Today's talk is on a year of research insights, advancing technology and business. After joining Somaya, whatever research work I have done, that I'm going to discuss. The paper which I have presented in ICDMI conference in 2024 is a rank prediction for Indian universities based on National Institute ranking framework. This is a collaborative paper where we have identified rank prediction on the basis of top 5 correlated parameters. Those are the dimensions. And these dimensions are teaching learning resources, research and professional practice, graduation outcome, outreach and inclusivity, and perception. On the basis of these 5 parameters, we have designed a machine learning model, and based on the machine learning model, we have predicted the ranking. For this rank prediction, we have used data set from NIRF ranking website, and from 2016 to 2023, all university ranking data we have taken. The goal of the study was to forecast what may be the rank of the university on the basis of whatever parameters they will be filling while applying for the NIRF ranking. This was the interface we have designed. This was a final model, which was based on KNN algorithm. We have evaluated total 13 algorithms on the data set, and we have identified that KNN algorithm was giving the best result, and that's why we have modeled it using KNN. The second part is the second research which I completed is basically a case study. This case study is modern health tech and ancient Ayurveda, a new business venture. This case study was an extension of the patent which we got, design patent which we got for the treadmill system. This is also a collaborative work. And I'm happy to announce that we got a third place in 2024 Health Tech Global Case Writing Competition, which was conducted by William Davidson Institute, University of Michigan. This case was actually including the Ayurveda healthcare principle and modern data science and technology part, where we have discussed a protagonist's journey who actually worked with Ayurveda theory, and based on Ayurveda theory, how a technology can be blended together and that can be used for self-improvement. So that we have discussed as a part of case study as well as a teaching note. The third thing which we discussed, or basically I have completed in Somaya, is analysis of interactive media usage for improving the outcome of agriculture sector in India. Again, this is a collaborative work. In this article, I discussed about how agriculture sector farmers are using various information communication technology systems. There are various website portals, mobile applications, call centers are available for farmers' help. So what is basically the usage of all these technologies which has been done by the farmers? So that analytics we have conducted, and we have given certain recommendations based on those analytics to bridge the gap, like wherever there are shortfalls, that we have discussed as a recommendation part of it. Out of interest, I have written a book in Marathi language. I am a contributor for that, Bharatiya Jnana Parampara, which was basically discussing about the components of Indian knowledge system. The research paper on social computing and a catalyst for business success, this research paper, we have written to study certain objectives like association between consumer and stakeholders. Along with that, what would be the communication, participation, and collaboration and approval of stakeholders for that? How basically the businesses get impacted by technology, how social media is playing a role to improve a business success. That all thing we have discussed into this research paper. And in my future plan, I have a plan to file a utility patent. That is what we are going to take ahead, our solar power treadmill system. Second plan is about implementing AI model for anorectal disease. This will be totally based on Ayurveda principle. Right now, I'm working on designing a training data set for large language model based on Vedic mathematics principle. So whatever Vedic sutras are there, 16 sutras, on that basis, I'll be creating a training data set. And I'm right now working on explainable AI also for the smart education system. That's all from my side. Any questions?
You are talking about this NRF ranking.
Yes, sir.
Right? This, I mean, for UG, PG, PhD, all this.
Yes, university rankings.
Five parameters.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, it's a prediction based on the previous data, what rank will be, I mean, particular what rank that institute will get, right? Based on the previous data, you are predicting
Yeah, based on the previous data, I'm predicting for the next year, what would be the ranking for the university.
ranking for the university.
Yeah.
But my basic question is, say the institute which is having say 40, 50 years standing in the society, it's A++ institute, and with the institute which is, I mean, very new institute, 5, 6 years old, parameters are same.
Right.
So, I mean, what is your opinion about this? I mean,
There are very less chances that
no,
institute...
chances are less, but I mean, the criteria of this NRIF for this A++ institute which is having 50 years standing in the society and 5 years, parameters are supposed to be same or different? Just your opinion.
Actually, the parameters should be different as per the demographic thing, sir. Because the parameters which are discussing right now is about what is the student-teacher ratio which has been there. Along with that, how many women employees are present in the institute. Along with that, how many students are going for post-graduation as well as PhD. So those things are present at metro cities, but these things are lacking at remote places. So that's why I suggest that this parameters should be slightly, I mean, as per the demographic, things should be a little bit changed. So there is a weightage given, but this weightage is same for all areas.
Okay.
So this, you have done really very good work. So what sir was asking is, I would like to extend that. Did you put our university data in your software and calculate the rank?
No, sir, I haven't put it. Because I don't have the NIRF related data of university with me.
Okay, then we should meet and then
Sure, sir, I'll definitely try that.
understand how does it give.
Yes.
Meet Director IQAC, he's having the data. Director IQAC,
Yes.
he's having the data.
Okay, sir.
Let's see.
Yes, sir, sure.
When you just, it's the same, it's for the same paper that you publish with the NIRF ranking. You said that when you're using these algorithms, whatever is the best outcome. What does that mean? Because that sounds very biased. So what do you mean by best outcome? So you are choosing the best or what?
No,
I didn't
no.
understand that.
Actually, the data set which I used is of 800 samples. These 800 samples are 8 years, first 100 rankings of the universities. Now, when I'm giving an algorithm for training to any machine learning algorithm, I have used training and testing split, where 80 and 20% split I have done. And based on this train test split, I have applied various predictor algorithm, which is basically a prediction algorithm. So these 13 different prediction algorithm I have tried. And out of that, which algorithm gives me best result? On that, I did a tuning of the parameters. And once I get that tuning, I got two algorithms which were giving me the same result. One was multi-layer perceptron and another was KNN. Then I applied one more layer of identifying what gives me a better result on the basis of loss of errors which has been there. So that error which I have identified, by applying 100 iteration, I got to know that multi-layer perceptron is having more error as compared to KNN. So that's why I have decided that KNN is the best model and that I have deployed.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hasali Patil, ma'am. Now we have next presentation from Dr. Gaurav Gadgil from School of Civilization. Title is Makers of Bombay, Urban History. And after that, we will have Dr. Varnima Singh.
Good evening, everyone. So today we are discussing essentially about research work that has been done and that is being planned for. So just a brief overview. I have just written what we are planning for in the future, but since the presentations are going on, what has been the research work as well. So I'll just give you a brief snippets and then I'll start with what is planned in the future, and I will abide by the strict 5 minutes deadline, giving scope even for questions and answers. With reference to the publications, I have 11 articles published in peer-reviewed journals, some of them in Scopus, some of them in UGCK listed, others in peer-reviewed journals. I have a book chapter in Bloomsbury, which is an international publishing house. Apart from that, I've been a research fellow with K.R. Kama Oriental Institute of Bombay. I have worked for 2 years between 2012 to 2014 on a theme of reflections of socialist philosophy in Urdu poetry, taking the progressive writers movement from the 1940s to 1960s. I've also worked as a research associate on the history of Gujarat police. It's actually talking about the Bombay presidency, Gujarat as a part of Bombay presidency. This was awarded by the Raksha Shakti University. It's a police university established by the Gujarat state, where I worked for on that project for about 2 years. And that has been the journey so far. Now, with reference to the journals, sir had asked, so I'll mention that in the humanities and social sciences, there are very few journals as of now in the Scopus list. There are journals which are getting added on. For example, one of the most renowned journals is Economic and Political Weekly, and it has been indexed by Scopus just about 2 years back, and it's a about from 1966. It's a reputed journal. The same is with many of them anyway. So this talks about the future. I had a brief presentation yesterday which happened impromptu because Professor Devi insisted that I be with him and I talk about what we are planning in the School of Civilization. So it's just a presentation of what we will be doing under the Makers of Bombay project. We have a seminar on the 4th of this month, that is this Tuesday. So in case anyone is interested, please do come. It's in the seminar hall of Aurobindo building, 10 to 5. So it talks about the journey from being 7 islands to what we understand of it as today's Mumbai. So this transformation, this journey from Bombay to Mumbai of 7 islands to what we are today and what we want to be. Now, along with that, it's a journey in which you have numerous individuals and institutions which have played a role. So I've just talked about a few over here on the screen. So that's obviously the Bombay University or Mumbai University, Rajabai Tower under construction, the beautiful Esplanade, which is there where you have now the Oval Maidan, you have the Art Deco style buildings which have come up. There is the Prince of Wales or the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya with stands. You have the CSTM station, obviously, which is there. And you have the chawls. So how you have the colonial structures on one hand, negotiating and interacting with the native Indian communities. How you have the coexistence of the colonial structures and the Indian people, the interactions, and needless to say, many a times conflicts which have emerged from these interactions as well. So that is the journey that we are going to take. And needless to say, there are numerous individuals. So we know about governors, we know about different British officials who have played an instrumental role in building up the city, because the city is predominantly a colonial city. It has been a colonial construction. It has emerged out of villages which were Indian villages, but the city is more of a colonial construct, at least in this case. But you do have, along with the British, a lot many Indians playing a prominent role. So you have, I've just put three for the paucity of time. So you have Dr. Bhaudaji Lad. I'm sure everyone knows the Dr. Bhaudaji Lad Museum, which was earlier called as the Victoria and Albert Museum. A physician, a philanthropist, an educationist, and so many things all rolled into one. Now, when we talk about the railway, the first thing that comes to mind, yeah, Boribandar se Thana tak, you have the first railway that ran. But these two gentlemen, one on the left and the other on the right, that is Jamshedji Jiji Boy and Dr. Bhaudaji Lad, they were the ones who formed the Indian Railway Association and who pressured the government. It acted as a pressure group to introduce railways into India. Now, there are numerous Indian contractors, again, who were at work in the construction of the railways. The same is with the CST station or the VT station, as we used to refer to it earlier. You also have Jagannath Shankar Sheth, the most important philanthropist, who played an instrumental role in financing many of these activities. So these are some of the areas that we will be working on. Obviously, not all of them. This is a long project. We are coming out with 4 volumes, speaking about 10 themes or 10 sections, which will be covered in them. And the journey has started. So I think in about a year or a year and a half, the first volume will come out. Thank you. So in case there are any questions or with the permission of Chair.
Any questions to anyone? So you are working till the era of, I mean, it was named as a Bombay.
Yes, we are seeing...
Bombay to Mumbai?
No, we are seeing the journey till about the mid-1990s, when Bombay transformed into Mumbai, and trying to analyze eventually how that transformation happened and the reasons behind it.
Good work. So this outcome of this work will be in form of books, not in the form of articles in the journal.
No, sir. That will be in the form of books. And the School of Civilization is bringing out a journal. It's in final stages. Okay. We'll be officially announcing it on the 4th during this seminar. Good. So I'm taking the editorial responsibility for that journal. So it will be a peer-reviewed journal.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gaurav. So next we have Dr. Varuna Singh from KGSIM, and her title is Sustainable Supply Chain Performance. And after that, we will have presentation by Dr. Anjali Singh.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Varuna Singh. I am working with KJ Somaya Institute of Management. I have joined the institute in June 2024. Today I am here to talk about my research journey, my PhD work, and currently my current research area and future agenda. So first I'll begin with my PhD work. I've done my PhD from NITI Mumbai, which is now IIM Mumbai. The topic of my research was multi-depot vehicle routing problem for perishable goods. So if we talk about vehicle routing, so classical vehicle routing problem deal with assigning customers to the delivering goods from depots to the customers. Classical approach at that time when I was doing literature review, so most of the researchers, they were allocating customers to the nearby depot, so which may not result in optimal solution. So what I did, the approach I have used, first I've developed an mixed integer linear programming optimal model, integer model, and we used genetic algorithm to solve that problem. We applied various crossover mutation schemes to solve the problem, where we, this approach basically allocated customers to the optimal depot, not the nearby depot, because that solution may not be, can generate some suboptimal solution sometimes. So this, and the, I can say the complexity which was introduced because we discussed the delivery of perishable items. So perishable items, some perishable items, they have fixed lifespan. Some perishable items, they deteriorate over the time period. If we talk about vegetables, so they deteriorate over the time period. So when we are buying a fresh vegetable, we pay higher prices, and when after some time, we will pay some reduced price. So that factor was also taken into consideration while modeling the, while developing the mathematical model. So that problem was relevant for the industry who are dealing in perishable goods. Now, if I talk about my current research interest, so these are the themes: supply chain resilience, ambidextrous innovation, adoption of AI and metaverse in supply chain, and ESG metrics. Research highlights, recently I published this review paper, Impact of Industry 4.0 on Supply Chain Sustainability, Moderating Role of Value Chain. So in this, we have explored how organization can leverage its digital technologies and dynamic capabilities to improve the sustainable performance, and where managing value chain, how it can moderate the impact of digital transformation and dynamic capabilities. Ongoing research, these are the papers which currently I'm working on. One paper is already under review, under revision. Sustainable supply chain performance, role of transactional transformation leadership, the impact of transactional transformation leadership on supply chain performance, where how resilience mediates this relationship between the leadership and supply chain performance. Also, the moderating impact of ambidextrous innovation. Ambidextrous innovation, basically how organization balances exploration and exploitation of its resources. Another paper which is under review, Green Buying Behavior, a Shift Towards Sustainable Development. In this paper, we have considered the impact of environmental consciousness, sustainable price, and green product price and green product awareness, how these factors impact the buying behavior of the consumer towards green products. I'm also working on this project, assessing this is the seed funding project where I am working with my colleagues from KJ Somaya, assessing sustainable practices and ESG metrics in the Indian oil and gas sectors. So where we will be talking with the people who are working in oil and gas sectors, who can tell us about what kind of sustainable practices they are following in the sector, and how following those practices are impacting their ESG scores and overall financial performance of the organizations. Future plan, investigating metaverse adoption in supply chain. So I've already discussed it quickly. We'll talk about, when we talk about sustainable practices in supply chain, so then it is about integrating ESG metrics, ESG scores to align with global supply chain, transitioning towards circular supply chain to reduce the wastage. Then enhancing supply chain, sustainable supply chain performance through resilience and innovation. So resilience is something about building a robust system to handle disruptions while maintaining ecological balance. Innovation, ambidextrous innovation, is exploring and exploiting the resources, which focus on low carbon solution and renewable energy in operations. Then the future agenda is basically exploring adoption of artificial intelligence in supply chain and metaverse. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
You are so conducive for clapping. Any questions? Backside?
So you're planning to continue the same research here?
Yes, yes. I'm working on these areas.
How many journals, articles you are targeting in a year?
I'm targeting 2 articles, ABDC category, Scopus Web of Science publications. Yeah.
Good. All the best.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. Next.
Thank you, Dr. Varnima Singh. Next, we have Anjali Singh from KJSIM, and her presentation title is Role of Leaders Focused on Driving Innovation. And after that, we will have Dr. Rusi Anandan.
Good evening, everyone. This is Anjali Singh from KJ Somaya Institute of Management. I have recently joined and I've recently defended my thesis, completed my PhD from IIM Mumbai. Talking about my topic, it's strategic leader shaping team innovations, role of innovation-oriented leadership. This is a part of my thesis, not my entire thesis, which is focusing on core aspect of strategic leadership. When I'm talking about strategic leadership, it's different from leadership. It's talking about more on the top level leadership like CIOs, CXOs, and focusing on team innovation. So team here is the functional teams, not the top management. Just I wanted to differentiate between these two aspects because sometimes there is a confusion regarding the top management team and leadership. So I wanted to focus on how the top leaders influence the teams at the lowest level, because when we see literature on top strategic leadership, it is merely focusing on the firm level performance or firm level outcomes, or top management team level outcomes. While when we look into the team literature, it merely focuses on the team level characteristics or the immediate supervisor or leader. So why am I thinking about why I was looking into these aspects, top leadership and functional team innovations? So when I was working in an organization, I witnessed a few changes that happened in the organizations, and so the change was at the top management level. Even though I was not having that much of interaction, but I still had an influence. I was affecting by it. So that was the question that I had in my mind, which I took forward in my PhD. So when I looked into the literature, there was this gap. I could not find a literature on these aspects, bridging these aspects. But something happened in 2019 and 2020. So pandemic happened, there was a lot of disruptions, push towards digitizations and everything. And there was a lot of reports that started coming in by McKinsey and IDC report by Microsoft. So they started talking about how there is a need for these strategy leaders to get themselves involved in those teams, because when you're talking about something innovation and improvisation, that doesn't happen at the top, that happens at the lowest level. So when the leaders are able to interact with them or involve with them, they might have the real support and information which might help them to proceed ahead in a timely manner. So this was the reason, and I saw a lot of reports coming in, and which gave me a confidence that maybe I can go ahead with this topic. And there was a literature in 2021 which actually talked about a gap in these aspects, that there is a need to explore the impact of strategic leaders on the functional team innovation. So okay, so this is the topic that I took it forward, and the gap is very much clear about it, talking about the impact of top leaders on team innovation. While I am talking about the different levels, there is a need to understand it from a methodological perspective as to what methodology will cater to this. So after exploring a lot, I identified maybe the multi-level analysis, something which talks about two distinct levels, because I wanted to understand the distinct impact of strategic leaders on team innovation and partition out the variance. So that was the method that might cater to it. talking about the theoretical framework that I use. So this is the research model that I've used in my study, which talks about how leaders differentiate or creates a conducive environment with respect to different teams underneath them and how it influences their inter-team process. For example, if I as a leader, I'm able to differentiate as per the requirement of the team might not perceive it something negative. They might perceive it as based on requirement or merit basis. So it's something that's good. So it might enhance the inter-team process. So there are multiple teams involved. So they have this coordination and communication. So when they perceive the leader is differentiating and it is something positive, it enhances their team and intra-team coordination and ultimately the team outcomes. So the major gap was all of the studies on strategic leadership were focused on either on the banking or insurance. So there was a gap to explore it on multi-sectoral study. So my study was focused on this diverse industry, which incorporate multiple sectors, to explore the dynamics of strategic leaders on team innovation across industries and to portion out the various strategic leaders and team level. So this is the methodology that multi-level analysis talks about the different levels. So I have leaders at the higher level while the teams at the lower level. So the kind of a data structure is a nested over here, which helps to understand. So basic assumption is that teams within the same leader might have a similar characteristics as opposed to teams within another leader. So that was the reason that team and the leader data was corroborated together to understand the between level analysis. So the technique was used was hierarchical linear modeling, which assess the direct impact of strategic leaders' characteristics on team innovation, while the indirect effects, so I'm here also exploring the impact of strategic leaders on teams, plus how they are doing it. Okay, they are impacting teams at a different level, but how they are doing it. So I'm focusing on a process called team decision-making effectiveness, how it is enhancing their own team's process to impact the team innovations. So these indirect effects were assessed through Monte Carlo simulation by Precher-Seligmans. So the finding that I found was the innovation impact happened at a between level. So when you compare across organization, there is a variance that can be explained by the strategic leaders' innovation orientation on team innovation, and it varies across sectors. Plus, talking about the indirect effect, yes, the indirect effect was most significant. The beta estimate of the process was higher than the direct effect on team innovation. Talking about the mechanism, the importance or significance of the mechanism through which it impacts team innovation. The last part is the moderator that I've used over here, which is differentiation perceived by team, which was not significant, probably due to the Indian contextual factors wherein the perception of the team members is uniform with regards to leader, or they admire their leader, so having a uniform perception, they might get scared of speaking up about the leader. So there was not much variation in that aspect, which might be the reason that the strength of the moderation was not there. So these are my findings. Thank you. Transformational, if you talk about it, because they are focusing on innovation.
You want to spend your time more in teaching or research? Which track you have chosen?
So currently I'm in research track. I'm trying to find a way in my teaching because it's just started like 2-3 months back. So I'm just very new to teaching.
So what is your target for research track? How many articles?
So I have already published 8. Few
Then
more.
Next,
I have few in pipelines, like 3. Few in conferences I've submitted for feedback. After getting feedback from that, probably I'll submit in few journals. So this is just one part of my thesis. There are 3 more coming in from my thesis.
Okay, good. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
So there is a saying that a good leader is the one who creates more and more good leaders and not followers.
Yeah.
So, assuming that, your picture is, as far as the analysis is concerned, it's quite static. You are not looking that dynamics or the generational, propagation of leadership. So, how that could be one of the very key factor in, deciding what is a good leadership. So you will be completely missing that aspect in your analysis in some certain sense, in my view.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great point that leaders need to create leaders, but the scope of my study was to, fill the gap, explaining. So we understand strategic leaders, but there is not much interaction. We have an assumption that they don't influence functional teams, and there is a gap regarding this. So my focus or scope was to understand that there is an impact, and there could be the core process that impacted. So yes, the focus is more on understanding these differences that strategic leaders create and which might also be positive rather than negative. So that was the scope of my study, but I do agree that leaders do need to create leaders. Any more questions? Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anjali. Next, we have Dr. Rusi Anandan from KJSIM, and his topic is Research in Strategic Management. And after that, we have Dr. Priya Kataria. Do I have Rusi Anandan present today? Rusi Anandan? So as he is not there, then next we have the Priya Kataria. I don't remember, possibly Dr. Rusi, he asked me to present in the last, so we will give the chance at that time.
I need a podium. Okay, I'll try. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Listening is a very difficult thing to do, so kudos to all of you for listening to so many presentations for the day. Hi, my name is Priya Kataria. I have joined KJ Somaya Institute of Management in, I think I'm the newest here among so many that I have witnessed on the 21st of October, 2024. What I'm here to do is talk a little bit about the primary research study that I've done during my PhD. I've got my PhD from Goa Institute of Management, and a little bit about my research profile, which goes beyond the study that I do otherwise as well. So what you see in the center is the terminology that I work very strongly on, which is ideal worker. To give you a little bit of context, if all of you have witnessed the internet debate on work hours by the L&T chairman, and it started from 90 hours, and now I think Murthy is coming back asking for 70 hours. So I talk on those terms where I say that the understanding of ideal workers, especially in Indian context, it's about hours. But historically, if you look at the term and in literature, it always has been gendered. It has been defined from a person who is a man who is able to dedicate all his life to work and has someone at home who is able to take care of other things beyond work for him. And this is not me, this is literature saying it out loud. So if you look at the terminology, and this is a Scopus and a voice viewer introduction of the ideal worker term, which says that there, if you look at the research, it falls into the norm and the parents and the work family integration unit very strongly. What I wanted to do in my research is understand, if I look at this term in the Indian context, which is emerging Indian context now, where do we place it? How do we understand ideal worker? And if I look at the marginalized population, which is a woman entering work phase, how do they perceive workplace norms and how do they perceive themselves being ideal worker as well? So my first primary study was during the pandemic timeline, because I started my work in 2020 amidst the pandemic. So all the women that I interacted with during my study were working online and shifting and balancing their work-life integration at home as well as at work. What I found in this study, after a narrative and a qualitative analysis of bringing their insights in, is a lot of women assume that they would be able to sustain work-life balance because they live in an adult worker system. We don't have an adult worker system, but we assume we have an adult worker system. It's a system where both men and women contribute to work, bring financial gains at home, as well as are equal caretakers of home and get involved in the domestic work as well. Now, in my study, we realized with my participants that what women did during in pre-pandemic times especially, and during pandemic they realized that they were managers of a lot of home work, domestic work, and they were taking care of it through by outsourcing it. That means that they either had parent help or they had an outsourced professional help to take care of their children and to a lot domestic work. In that assumption, they thought that they're creating an adult worker system where their partners are also participating equally and they're able to become an ideal worker at work. An ideal worker, again, someone who is able to give more hours at work, is dedicated, does not think about work-life balance as much, is very, again, coming back to the debate, is open to doing anything that the work requires, irrespective of its personal choice. Now, what these women realized is that they were living under the myth of an adult worker system. In pandemic, they got to know that what we still have is a male breadwinner, and women's job and women's financial contribution to the economy and to the home is secondary, and hence the organizations have also portrayed their norms in a certain way. The consequence of this is because we have a gendered workplace and the ideal worker norms are still very male friendly and not female friendly, especially if you look at the parenting and work life context, that it has driven working mothers away from becoming an ideal worker, and working fathers, it has promoted them to become an ideal worker. And I'm talking about, if I look at a very strict, tight context, I'm talking about a male and a female both working for the same organization, both being involved in the same capacity at work. Still, it's the woman's job to take care of home, children, and other things, decide what's going to be cooked on the next day versus the counterpart of the same organization who is her partner. What we propose in my study is the reconstruction of the ideal worker norm. The idea is to create a workplace that is sustainable, and then we're now looking at the study worldwide. We're looking at how for the growth of the country as well, we would need workplaces to be sustainable. We would need women to participate more and more in the workforce. And one way of doing that is if you deconstruct the ideal worker norms and make both of them, allow both of them to become part of this ecosystem, so that they're able to sustain the adult worker model at home, and we're able to have something that a lot of developing countries are able to achieve these days. A lot of time when I present this work, I'm asked that how much is it that you can do with the workplace policy debate? You can't fight organizations, you can't fight politicians. The norms are norms, and I'll just take one last minute to complete the profile. The other part of my work is also into building inclusive behaviors, and I do that because I specialize in social emotional learning, so I work as a consultant with ground level projects where we work in school to build social emotional learning, which basically means building relationship skills and empathy and all those critical thinking skills among young people so that they can become either better leaders or become part of a more inclusive society. So trying to put my feet in both the aspects and looking for a better society and a workplace that we can live in. That's it. Thank you. Yes, I would love to take questions.
Any questions?
So your work is getting published?
Yes, I've already published in a couple of journals. My main idea is out there. So it's an ABDCB ranked Equality, Diversity and Inclusion journal. I've already sent to two of the journals, which are again ABDC listed. I'm writing an article for Economic Times because there's already a debate on the 90R, and I think I have to present my idea in that space. Other than that, I'm writing a grant currently with USAID for my other angle of the work, where we're trying to work. We already work with the schools, 600 schools in Telangana. We're now stepping into the other part of the country, so we're looking at Maharashtra. And I think being part of SVU will have a great advantage to being visible in this context and trying to make this work relevant.
You are aware about the School Connect program of SVU? School Connect.
I am not. I would love to know about it. Yeah. Okay.
What is your opinion about 40 hours working, 70 hours working, 90 hours working in less than 1 minute?
Sorry. So, because I work in this area and I teach organizational behavior and human resource management, I often get this question. And my students ask me that, what is your take on 4-day work week or a less than 40-hour work week? And I think we need to re-evaluate how we understand productivity. The next generation that is going to be the working population understand productivity as an outcome-based work. So if you're able to achieve an outcome in 1 hour of work, you don't have to be at work for 4 hours. And if you're able to have a work-life balance by achieving the outcomes, by achieving your goals, as well as you're able to bring the same balance in your other part of work, other part of life as well.
Mahindra.
Yeah.
I agree with Mahindra.
Yes.
Your answer is, I mean, what Mahindra has given the same answer.
Yes. So yeah, I think he's the only leader currently who is like trying to fight. But yeah, thank you for bringing that in.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, madam, just one thing.
Yes.
Madam,
I'm
actually,
trying to locate. Yes, hi.
Yeah. So just one suggestion and one question. First one is you should go through a book known as Snakes in Ganga. It will give you much more insights.
Sure.
And second thing, once you are done with the research that you are doing, you need to come out fully and then observe your research once again in an Indian perspective, in a historical Indian perspective.
Right.
Then you may get a completely different view, and chances are that you may reject your own research.
Possibly. I would love to reject my own research.
No, I'm saying this because it is already getting rejected, just that you have not maybe come across it to some extent. But the book that I suggested, maybe you may feel something else after reading that.
Sure. Thank you for bringing in.
That book is, by the way, based on Oxford research, so be rest assured. So.
Thank you for bringing in. I would love to be holistic about this idea.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yes.
In Europe as compared to India, why are we focusing so much of, emphasizing so much on the working hours being extended, whereas in Europe and they are all reducing their working hours so that they have more family time. So why is this, difference coming up? Is it because they are much more developed and we are still developing, or we have the workforce that can keep on working?
Right. Thank you for asking that question. I have a similar question. My inquiry so far has been that in India, the growth that we have, which is the GDP growth, and also I think we're at a 399% growth currently. And we think that growth is because our population, the percentage of population that we have, the youngest population is highest. It's only comparable with China right now. With this, why are leaders debating a higher time, a higher working hours, is because they think that even if we put like 80% of that, we'll be able to produce and have at least sustain the rate at which we are progressing to become a developed country after a decade. Which I agree, it doesn't make sense, but that's the notion that I get if I analyze all the articles that are coming in. Other than that, the leaders of our country also support the same narrative, which again puts a lot of pressure on the leaders of organization to bring the same narrative within their organization so that they have the same rigor. So we associate rigor and productivity with working hours, and I think if we separate the two, we might have a different argument or a different narrative come in.
Every coin has two sides. This debate will continue. So
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Priya. Next presenter, we have Dr. Pankaj Misra from KJSC, and his title is Information Diffusion Mechanism for Resource Allocation. And after that, we will have Dr. Venkat Ramanam. So be ready. Dr. Pankaj Misra.
Yes, hello everyone. Myself Pankaj Mishra. Actually, I recently joined Somaiya Vidya Vihar University in IT department, and I did my PhD. I completed my PhD in 2022 from University of Wollongong, Australia, and currently I am working on some extension of my PhD topic. And during my PhD, I have published some 10 to 12 international conferences and 3 to 4 journal papers in SCI and Scopus indexed. Today, I will just go through briefly about my current, go through briefly about my work which I have done during my PhD, then how I am extending it for the real application during my current research. So just to give an introduction to my research is very generic problem, that is a resource matching or a resource allocation problem. A resource allocation problem is a very standard problem, yet very complex to solve, because there are two basic questions arises when you try to allocate resources in any constrained environment. What I mean is, like, for example, we are dealing with a cloud environment setting where there are n number of cloud vendors which is trying to sell some resources, and there are n number of dynamically arriving cloud users which are trying to get an access to the resources. Now the question arises for any business setting. Let's say for example, from cloud providers perspective, the main objective of any businessman or any business is to achieve maximum profit out of it, and from the users or a consumer perspective, the objective is to minimize the cost and get the highest availability of the resources. In this context, so there are different challenges, and these are the 4 basic challenges which come across, and all the the basic computer science, let's say the theoretical part of computer, they try to design this problem in a game theoretical manner and try to address these problems in the mathematical form. So my research domain was to implement these game theoretical models through a machine learning approach and try to come up with a deterministic and the in a model parameter using some reinforcement learning or machine learning approaches. So just to put it very simply, this is the problem. The idea was to design a broker, which is supposed to be an unbiased broker. And the job of the broker is to give 2 outputs. One output is from where to buy the resource, and another output is what will be the price. This is a very specific example. This could be implemented in different domains. Like, for example, whenever you open your website, so there are different ads going on around your web pages. So there is a dynamically bidding going on, and there are different companies trying to bid for the position in the pages, and this bidding runs so fast and so quick lag, and they earn millions of money. Like Google advertisement, as you must be aware, like the Google, the primary source of income for Google is advertising. So they earn a lot of money on advertising. So they sell the locations in the particular positions in the web pages. So this is a simple picturization of the problem. Buyer is looking for a location, where should I buy it, and the seller is looking for who should be the appropriate buyer from which I can be profited at the maximum. I will just rush to this. This was like the proposed approach, and there are some complex mathematical design which was proposed, and this was published in multiple. One of the paper was awarded a best paper award in a Singaporean conference, and after that, now I will try to put it in a extension of this. Like, as I discussed previously, there are many conflicting problems with that. And one of the conflict problems which I have mentioned in the last was the availability of resources. What if the resources are limited in number? So this was the idea wherein this is actually one of the latest research wherein a diffusion approaches are being studied in an auction setting, wherein a diffusion-based auction mechanism is being proposed, wherein a limited number of vendors are inviting more number of vendors to contribute to the cause. And this could be implemented in the procurement auction or transport or supply chain management. And it could also solve a problem such as in a hospital intervention during the emergency situations. So, as I said, there are many applications to this, and like job hunting problem, location-based carpooling, and open network environment. And as an extension to this, at the moment, we are working on how to reduce the fake news propagation through a social media. Like, as you know, SNS is being used as a very platform for spreading fake news. How could we use the crowdsourcing information to reduce the fake news propagation? And that's all about my research. If you have any question, you can ask. Yes.
Yeah. Also, the fake news spreading and the disease modeling, for example, should also fit in very well within that.
Yes.
So,
you you have hidden the mathematical that thing. No, some of them may be quite simple. It may appear that my comment is that no, the expression may appear very complicated, but the ideas often people just get repelled away from the mathematics. But mathematics is a very friendly thing, and if you look at the logical terms in it which it is arrived, it could be quite simple logic.
Correct.
So that's my just a comment. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Thank
why
you.
I did, if you see intentionally I have not hidden the maximum and minimum. So as I said, it maximizes the provider's what we say profitability and minimizes the consumer's expenses. So I have left that unhidden so that people can analyze what exactly we are trying to do. Yes, sir.
Good work. When did you join?
What's
When did you join SVU?
in May 2024, last
May
year.
2020. You have started in involving students in your research?
Yes, yes. I actually involved one master student
Okay.
To do this, to extend some work, to reproduce the existing paper that was given to him during the internship.
And any UG students, BTech students you are involving?
Not really, because when I joined, they were already taken their topic, so I could not give any input because they have to continue their topic.
Not necessary that the final year project only can do some research, but whenever we are teaching any course, in that course we can start giving them small research inputs, getting them involved in some research.
So that's what this time I have given. They have given like third year as a mini project, so I'm trying to implement them.
Again, not title is not required, mini project or final year project. Any course we are teaching, bring the research angle.
I understand. Yes. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next.
Thank you, Dr. Pankaj. Next, we have Venkat Ramanan. And he is presenting a title presentation of the research background of the. Sorry, it is not given here. He is from Engineering College of KJ Somaiya. And next, we have Dr. Rohan from the same institute.
So, good evening, one and all present over here. Myself, Dr. V. Venkataramanan. So, I joined in this. So, I joined in this institution June 3rd, 2024. I completed my PhD in wireless communication. So, actually my research topic is focused on performance analysis of LTE physical layer in reconfigurable architecture. So today I'm going to focus on that particular research, that is the research focus, and then achievements and contributions, and then what is the future goals. So as I said earlier, the current research topic is mainly focusing on reducing the latency in the wireless communication medium. So we developed the system which mainly focusing on reducing the latency level through LTE physical layer architecture, which was developed by the third generation partnership program, ETSI, European Telecommunication Standard, and its current organizations. So, and then further, and continue with that particular topic, my research topic is mobile network, signal processing, Internet of Things, reconfigurable architecture, and then VLSI. So the next thing is that recently we applied a quantum encryption based fund, okay, telecom technology development fund, which is nearly about 57 lakhs. And then achievement and contributions, I have nearly about 13 years of academic experience, and then published nearly about 63 papers, including SCI and Scopus Index journals with cumulative impact factor of 18.9. So in SCI, there is 4 publications, and then in Scopus, 10 publications. And then I filed nearly about 6 patents, including IoT architecture. So in which 4 as design registration, 2 as utility patent. So in which 1 design registration is getting granted. And then I'm an active contributor along with the collaboration with various government and funded agencies. So I developed a course that is massive open online course along with IIT Delhi. The IIT Delhi, in which actually there is a section called Foundation of Innovation and Technology Transfer. They are conducting a skill-based courses for engineering students in across all over the India. So recently we collaborated with Madhya Pradesh State Skill Development and as well as the Odisha Skill Development course, Odisha Skill Development Organization. So there I was appointed as an instructor to deliver the particular program related to 5G and IoT. So now they revised the particular course, that is AI powered 5G IoT. So this particular course is available in online. And then I have conducted more than 20 plus hands-on training and internships through industry and academia partnerships. And then moreover, I'm actively involving the students to participate in the various international level competitions. Say for an example, canister satellite build development and then rover challenges. So these are all some of the student activities. And then another one more thing is MOU signed with industry partners for conducting any kind of conferences or anything. And then apart from that, I have a good number of review publications, acting as a reviewer. So more than 235 papers I have reviewed in SE and Scopus Index journals, including IEEE Journal of Elsevier and Computer Networks, and then received the Excellent Reviewer Award 4 times from the Interactive Journal of Mobile Technologies. And then I worked as a session chair and review committee member of the international conferences. Currently, I'm acting as an associate editor in Frontiers in Applied Mathematics and Advances in Mobile Learning Education Research. And then co-editor for multiple books and proceedings. So what normally we are doing, we are seeking the students to publish their paper and then it will be converted into ISBN book chapter. So that particular thing I'm involving as a co-editor. And then collaborated with more than 10 international research collaborators for impactful academic contributions. So the next future goal is that creating a IoT-based scalable solutions, going to develop some product, then planning to do some center of excellence, and then expand research collaborations in IoT and 5G communications. So this is about the topic. Yeah, thank you.
Any question?
Good work.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Lot of patents.
Yes.
So are you planning to do patents or articles in future or both?
Both, sir, both. I am also planning to do consultancy-based work also. Okay. And then applying for the government-funded agencies for the funding. So recently...
These patents are granted or published?
One is granted, 4 is published, 1 is under examinations.
Okay.
Evaluation.
So any possibility of getting converted?
Yes. One definitely will be converted as utility patent. It will be awarded.
Okay.
I hope so. We have done the prior art search. So and then the examination is going on.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Keep it up.
Okay, all the best. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Venkatraman. Next, we have Dr. Rohan from KJ Somaiya College of Engineering, and he is going to present his title, Biomechanics of Human Movements and its Applications. And after that, we will have Dr. Sweta. Yes, Dr. Rohan.
Good evening, all. I'm Dr. Rohan Koturkar, working as an assistant professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, KJ Somaiya College of Engineering. So my title for the discussion today is Biomechanics Research from Musculoskeletal Modeling, Gait Analysis, Finite Element Analysis to Medical Device Innovation. Agenda for the discussion is just to give an introduction to give an introduction to musculoskeletal modeling, gait analysis, finite element analysis, to medical devices development, very small medical devices development. So what is biomechanics first? In simple language, it is a study of forces, movements, and their effects on human body. So what is the significance? Yeah, to understand the human movement and functionality, to improve the clinical interventions and rehabilitation, and for advancing the medical devices and personalized treatment. The key focus areas of my research are musculoskeletal modeling, gait analysis, finite element analysis, and medical devices. So starting with musculoskeletal modeling, now I'm currently working and operating a motion capture system. So using motion capture system, I'm capturing a data, motion data. I'm using various softwares, musculoskeletal modeling and simulation softwares like OpenSim, MATLAB, to estimate joint kinetics, muscle activations, muscle forces, joint contact forces, and to simulate the surgical interventions. I'm working alongside with many medical professionals all around the world, mostly from Mumbai. So these are few publications related to musculoskeletal modeling, my publications. So I'm also working in a field of gait analysis. So actively researching on kinematics and kinetics of various deformities, mostly lower limb deformities like flat feet, club feet, genu valgum, toe walkers, and cerebral palsy, alongside with working with various gait labs all over India and abroad with many medical professionals. So these are a few of my collaborative publications. All are Scopus and SCI. I'm also working in the field of finite element analysis for biomechanics, exploring the potential of finite element analysis to analyze a tissue level mechanical response. So I have just one publication for that. I'm working also developing along with my students small medical devices. For example, I'm working on many devices. These are just an examples. For example, I'm working on a pinch gauge alongside with Dr. Bipin of BJ Wadia Hospital. And also I'm developing a IMU-based motion capture system working with Somaya Physiotherapy. So these are few of my project. Thank you.
Yeah, question, yeah. Pass on the mic there.
Thank you, Rohan. I have a simple doubt. If we have some osteo supplement injection, can you study the biomechanics of that?
Yeah, I can do before and after. Yeah,
Okay.
I can do gait analysis before and after injection. Yeah.
So if I give some sample, can you do it?
Of human subjects, I can do.
No, this simulation.
No, I cannot do finite element simulations.
Yes.
I'll try, but I cannot give you guarantee. I'll try. I haven't worked. I can work on human subjects if you are doing something on the subjects.
Okay. Before that, whether I will get some preliminary data on the material, what will be the...
Maybe I'll try, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll try. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You can have more discussion on this one-to-one.
Yes.
Understand each other and then continue.
Yes. Your work is good.
Yes.
Are you planning to establish gait lab here?
We have already secured a gait lab. I have already secured a gait lab. It was originally at Jupiter Hospital. So they gave us a gait lab. Actually, our plan was to develop a gait lab in this college only. Yeah. So I had a discussion with sir. Sir suggested that it is better we shift near hospital. So we have shifted to Somaya Physiotherapy. Okay. So we have almost established a gait lab. In next month or so, we will inaugurate.
What are the facilities in that?
It's a motion capture system, Colossus motion capture system, 9 camera, Colossus motion capture system, and 2 Kistler force plate. Force plates are integrated with motion capture system. We are yet to procure EMG. We don't have EMG. Only force plate and motion capture system.
How many students have started working?
My 10 to 15 students are working on
UG?
this. All UG, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Thanks.
Have you done that change which I have suggested in that last
Yes,
device?
sir. Yes, sir. I have done.
To increase the grip?
we are manufacturing it. Next weekend or next weekend, Friday, Saturday, I'll meet you.
Yeah,
I'll
okay,
show you.
fine. All right, okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you for suggestions.
Yeah, next.
Still, we have not received many feedback, so it is again I am requesting, please give us the feedback, and I'm just giving the QR. Yeah, this is the QR. Those who have not filled the feedback, please fill it again. Fill it, not again, but fill it. It will help us to improve our program in next session. Okay, thank you. Next speaker we have Dr. Kumari Sweta Srivastava. She is going to present her title, Douglas Rashford Algorithm for a Ball and Disc. She is from KJ Somaya College of Engineering. Next, we will have Dr. Purvi.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Shweta Srivastava. I am a faculty in the Department of Science and Humanities in the KJ Somaya School of Engineering. Today, I'll present one of my papers, which was published in Asia Pacific Journal of Operation Research. So the topic of my presentation is Douglas-Rashford algorithm for a disk and a ball. So Douglas-Rashford algorithm is one of the projection algorithms which are available in literature to solve constraint optimization problems. This algorithm was proposed way back in 1956 by, okay, thank you. The algorithm was proposed way back in 1956 by J.J. Douglas and Henry Rashford to solve basically heat conduction problems arising in PDE. It was used basically for linear operators. Later, Savitier converted this problem into a maximal monotone operator problems. When this Douglas-Rashford operator is specialized to normal cone, it is used to solve feasibility problem. I have used this algorithm to solve feasibility problem. So I've done my work over a real Hilbert space. So over a real Hilbert space, feasibility problem is defined as to find a point X in the intersection of finite number of sets, provided this intersection is non-empty. If all the sets are non-empty, closed, and convex, then this feasibility problem is called convex feasibility problem. These kind of problems arises frequently in optical aberrations, signal recovery, image folding, graph image retrieval, protein folding, etc. So this Douglas-Rashford operator is defined by T as ID minus PD plus PC, it's like that, the yellow box, where PC and PD are projections operator on the set D and C respectively. So this algorithm generates a sequence by Xn is an element of Txn, where X0 is an initial guess. So when the sets are non-empty, closed, and convex, this operator is very nicely behaved. It is actually a non-expansive map. And there is a whole lot of theory available in literature, which is called fixed point theory. Using that, we can find fixed point or convergence point of any algorithm. So, but in our case, one of the set is non-convex. So this operator becomes expansive, and there is no literature, there is no result available in literature which can be used for expansive maps. So as our simplest prototype for non-convex setting, I have taken A, which is a unit ball centered at origin. It is a non-convex set. And the set B is a closed ball. It is a convex set. Basically, for the first time, Jonathan Borwin took a closed ball and a line, and he solved the feasibility problem. On his line, I took a ball and a disk and solved the feasibility problem. So we calculated projections for a disk and sphere using the formulas available in literature, and we found out the Douglas-Latchford algorithm to be Tx, which is given by this function. We theoretically proved it, but for mathematically, I have shown here using GeoGebra the points, how points are moving after applying Douglas-Latchford algorithm. So when all the iterations are outside the two sets, the algorithm behaves very nicely as a convex setting, and the Douglas-Latchford algorithm converges. However, if one of the points lies inside the set A or B, in that case, I have divided the region into 4 parts, namely R1, R2, R3, and R4. Then I have proved that if any iteration eventually comes to R3 and R4, then next iteration goes to point in the intersection of the sets A and B. However, if a point lies in R2, then next iteration goes to R3 and R4, and if a point lies in R1, then next iteration goes to R2 and eventually goes to R3 and R4. So finally, what I have done is I have divided the region into 4 parts and then showed that after finite number of steps, this Douglas-Latchford sequence eventually goes to point in the intersection of 2 sets. So this result was from one of my paper, which is published in Asia Pacific Journal of Operational Research. Questions? Any questions? Yes, sir.
Pass on the mic there. Yeah.
You plan to do some collaborative here?
Yes, sir.
You plan to do some collaborative work
yes,
with
sir.
other schools?
I'm not done yet, but obviously I can do, sir.
Which schools you can do collaboration? In these 3 days you might have seen all these different works are being done.
Sir, I haven't thought about it.
Yeah, interact with the mathematics faculty.
You can see na?
Sorry, sir?
In this session also, new faculties are presenting, like management is there.
Interact with the faculty, that's what he is suggesting.
Okay, sir.
So this algorithm is applicable on topologically similar steps. So both as the genus 1 in this case, right? Sphere and the disk. So if it is different, what is the situation? It fails, or you can extend it. You can analytically continue.
If it is convex now,
okay,
it is true.
Okay.
It has already been proved.
Right.
When it is non-convex now, we have to see whether it is working or not. I have theoretically proved it that for this set, it is working.
Okay.
General result is not there. Like I'm working on it, but I couldn't get that generalized thing now.
We'll discuss it later. Bye.
Okay, fine. Next.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sweta. Now next we have Dr. Purvi Karya from SK Somaiya College, and after that Dr. Anita Godiani from SK College. Dr. Purvi.
Good afternoon, dignitaries, fellow researchers, and colleagues. So, my name is Dr. Purvi Karya. I belong to the School of Commerce and Business Studies. And this is the title of my talk today, Exploring Research Domains Within Commerce and Business Studies. And this is going to be the rough flow of my presentation today. So I conducted my doctoral study. I started my doctoral study in 2017 on social media marketing of skincare cosmetics and focused it on the wellness service sector. and I tried to test the impact of social media marketing on the consumer decision-making process of the consumers. And the focus was the social media strategies, and the thesis and the study was focused on consumer perception and how they choose the products based on whatever content they see on social media. So that was a growing area of research that time. It was quite expanding and there was a lot of potential. So from that point of view, it sparked an interest in me. So this has been the rough journey of my PhD that I have done. I published 14 research papers in allied areas of social media marketing, and I also conducted some studies on different sectors like the wellness sector, the sports industry. I got certified in digital marketing, and I continued research in the same. I also freelanced for a 7 Cents ad agency and took up a few social media strategy formulation work for small companies. And so at least I could get a hands-on experience in the social media industry. And this has been the background of my research. So this has been the key takeaway of the doctoral study, where the impact of social media marketing on the consumer decision making was phenomenal. I also came up with a generic model of social media marketing, which the wellness industry could adopt as a part of their marketing strategy. And I also foresaw several areas where I could pursue my postdoc, say, for example, in M-commerce, AI in marketing, S-commerce. I could also look for collaborations with digital marketing agencies. And currently, I would love to collaborate with various other schools within the university in the same area. For the moment, I am into teaching financial markets. It has been something that I've been doing for the past many years. So ESG is an area that has sparked interest in my mind. Obviously, because of the SEBI compulsion for the top 1,000 companies to file their BSRS report. So that is something that I would like to look into, and specifically I would like to look into I would like to connect the ESG investing with investor psychology, connected to behavioral finance. That is that is something that I would like to study on. And also I would like to look into the newer trends like, say, paper trading, and how does paper trading impact the actual investing success. So these are the areas of my future potential interest for research, and I would love to collaborate with other schools, people who are interested in similar areas. That's all from my end. I'd like to take any questions.
AI in financial markets or AI in commerce you have mentioned.
Yeah.
What will be you doing? You will be
Sir, there is paper trading where many students are learning how to trade using paper trading, and there's this area of algorithmic trading that has come into picture. So these are the areas that I would like to do research on. Currently, I'm working on a paper on ESG investing and investor psychology. So that is something that currently I'm working on. I plan to finish the paper in a couple of months, and then I would like to take up this area of AI in financial markets.
So you'll be developing some models or simulation
Sir,
models?
no, I would like to just understand the effectiveness of algorithmic trading or maybe any other AI-based investing strategies that are available, because these days we are hearing that AI is beating the traditional models of analyzing the market trends. So it is beating even the Nifty and the popular market indexes. So this is something that I would like to.
AI base already, such as already Axis Bank
Yes.
implemented, and they're using it, advising their customers.
Yeah.
Studying what is the market trend for tomorrow, today, or so and so. And some apps are already available by Google. AI based.
Correct. Yes, sir. I know there are. So, but I teach UG students, and I'm seeing that not much awareness is there amongst the Gen Z or even the millennials. So, the application of AI is quite restricted to a very few, some set of people who are aware of it. So, there is there is a need to create awareness amongst the.
Basically, Gen Z is not for financial investment. They want to spend money.
Sir, there are students who are specializing in financial markets.
We have to sensitize them how to save the money, what
Yeah.
is the application, where to invest. That is a good thing you are doing. What I want to ask you about your PhD topic.
Yeah, sir, I have completed it in social media marketing, and I
Has
submitted.
any company has approached you to use your findings for their further
No,
improvement of the
sir. As yet, no. But I used to work with an ad agency, 7 Cents. So I have asked them if they can help me market the model. Yeah.
Just two questions. Which consumer behavior model you have primarily focused?
The 5-stage model, ma'am.
But that is a decision-making model.
Yeah. So consumer decision making. That is what.
But you said consumer decision-making and consumer behavior models.
No, it was just consumer decision making. I tested the impact of social media platforms on every individual decision.
Okay. And how you are trying to integrate the social media marketing strategies with the financial markets?
So, ma'am, social media is something that I'm not looking in for the research currently. My only focus is ESG and AI for the moment. That is my current area of research.
So are you redunding your PhD, what you
No,
work
no,
you have
ma'am.
done?
Ma'am, I'm just saying that I don't want to work into that area. That is something that I want to focus on AI and ESG. These are the two areas that I would like to look into.
Thank
That is all I'm saying, ma'am.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Purvi. Next, we have Dr. Anita from SK Sumaya College, and she is going to present her title, Exploring Translational Adoption, Identity, Citizenship, and Neo-Colonialism. Yeah, Dr. Anita.
A very good evening to all my fellow colleagues. My name is Dr. Anahita Goidani, and I have recently joined the Department of International Studies. And I've done my doctoral from Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi. So the title of the talk is pertaining to my title of the doctoral thesis, that is Citizenship and Identity Formation of Transnational Adoption, a Study of India. So here I'll be talking about some of the components, specific components of it. So here I'll be talking about exploring transnational adoption, identity precarity, citizenship, and neocolonialism. So I'll take you through what is transnational adoption through intersections of racism, identity precarity, and post-colonial legacies, followed by the research overview, and then prospective research collaborations I'm seeking. So what does transnational adoption mean? So transnational adoptions, now we do not use the terminology international adoption per se, we use transnational adoption because of the involvement of not just the state actors, but also the non-state actors like the adoption agencies, NGOs, psychologists, etc. So transnational adoption refers to the movement of children across national borders with severance of their legal ties with their birth country. So the core focus areas that I had focused upon were lived experiences of adoptees and identity formation. So here I noted a research gap that the research around the lived experiences of transnational adoption as a practice in the Scandinavian countries, United States, Australia, etc., has been limited to psychological research or the effects of adoption, specifically involving adjustment issues, behavioral issues of the adoptees, and especially the adolescent adoptees, not the adult adoptees who had been transnationally adopted from India. So we were lacking that literature. So David Brodonsky, Jesus Palacios, and they dealt with the psychological effects of adoption on the adolescents. But nothing, no literature was found on the lived experience of the adult adoptees. that what were the experiences, lived experiences with their negotiations in their identity and with their negotiations with citizenship in everyday lives, specifically of the adoptees from India. So to fill this research gap, my doctoral thesis proposed to advance transformative research by utilizing lived experience as a methodological paradigm in Indian adoption research. The research tries to highlight the demand for recognition for transnational adult diaspora from India and their inclusion under the discourses of citizenship and government initiatives such as Pravasi Bharatiya Yojana, which the Indian government is currently focusing upon. So then we also trace through the prism of colonial and neo-colonial perspectives, like perspectives from the global south, how they perceive adoption, which this discourse had been until lacking. And also issues of citizenship and belonging were addressed. We were looking at as a form of post-colonial governmentality through the prism of Michel Foucault's power structure, powers and oblique knowledge, an analysis of adoption as a tool of governance and power dynamics. So what were the insights from the research was that I conducted it was a focus group because I did not have quite a significant number of adoptees as to interview because it's a very volatile community which doesn't let people enter into their community. And so I was able to conduct some empirical research on adoptee narratives from countries like Sweden, Germany, and the US, especially from the adoptees per se, and offered a post-colonial critique of transnational adoption policies from their perspectives, and also analyzed the legal frameworks such as Convention on Rights of Child, Hague Convention, and Juvenile Justice Amendment Act, which governs adoption, transnational adoption in India. So some of my publications were like situating adoption and foster care practices in the Indian family formation. It was published in a peer-reviewed journal. This article focused on the historicity of adoption and foster care practices before the advent of British colonialism. Then recently I have published a book chapter titled Humanitarian Geopolitics in International Adoption. And my working paper is awaiting an approval from Indoscience Publications. And also have been a recipient of Asia Economic Dialogue Fellowship from Pune International Center. And I'm currently going to present a paper in University of Netherlands. Thank you. So the prospective collaborations that I'm seeking is digital international relations, integrating transnational adoption practices, law and artificial intelligence, by trying to devise some algorithms for understanding the child behavior, how that can be evaluated along with the psychologists, exploring AI-driven tools in cyber diplomacy and international negotiations. And when it comes to interdisciplinary research, I am trying to move beyond the horizon of international relations and political science to include also the disciplines of law, psychology, economics, by comparing adoption laws across donor and recipient countries to highlight disparities, studying the intersection of human trafficking and unregulated adoptions, and also transcending to gender studies as well. Thank you.
Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Did you identify any Scopus and Web of Science Index journals?
Yes, sir.
For the next year to publish?
Yes, sir. One is Glocalism. This is, it's a multidisciplinary journal, and it's enlisted in UGC Care List. The other is Diaspora Studies in Sage Publications. So that is particular because I'm also dealing with the Indian diaspora, the adult diaspora, so have looked into it. Plus, I'm also in the process of publishing a paper with National Law University, Bangalore. So that is also listed in the UGC Care List. So I'm moving in that direction with that.
Have you started teaching?
I've just started. I joined on 13 January of this month. So I've just started teaching. So I'm teaching Indian diaspora.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Pass on the mic.
Like one of the challenge will be like getting the primary reliable data in your research, because getting the children population and the behavioral dynamics is going to be challenging. How are you going to address that?
So the challenge is that the primary data for adults and adoptee children is available, but not for the adult adoptees.
Okay.
So the primary data which I got was through snowball sampling. So one activist referred one of his case studies, and that case study referred me to the other case study.
Yeah. So, yeah, a related question since you are teaching on diaspora.
Yeah.
So, the one of the highest diaspora, Indian diaspora, people think that the diaspora in, for example, you are looking at Germany, for example, like the highest diaspora is not Indians, like they are Afghans. So, have you looked at the population of children by any chance? Like, is it true for this nationality in that country?
The diaspora of Indian children there?
No, the Afghan children. So the highest diaspora.
No, I haven't touched
number,
upon it.
The number density of Afghans are quite high compared to any other nationalities in Germany.
Yeah.
So people don't know this, most of them. So about the children's population. So that could be very interesting in this case.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you have the adult population is quite high. So how is it correlating with the?
Right, yeah. So my focus areas was adult adoptees from India.
Okay.
So the area was just India.
Okay.
I will have to transcend beyond India and then have to come to Afghanistan
all right,
for that.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Our next speaker is Dr. Rasmita from SK Somaiya College. She is going to present evaluating multidimensional impacts of microfinance and infrastructure development in India. And after that, we will have Dr. Sonam. Which two presents? Which one you want? One or two?
This one.
This one?
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Rasmita Maharana. I have recently joined in the Department of Economics, School of Humanities and Social Sciences. I am pursuing my PhD at Department of Economics in IIT Bombay. The topic of my presentation is Pathway Out of Poverty, evaluating multidimensional impact of microfinance and infrastructure development in India. So my area of interest is development economics, applied econometrics, impact evaluation, and applied microeconomics. I am working on these three papers. First is examining the relationship between poverty in unidimensional and multidimensional framework. Basically, with increasing importance on sustainable development goals, many international organizations as well as countries implementing policies to achieve SDG goals also reduce multidimensional poverty, where poverty is measured in terms of education, health, and standard of living. In case of India, if we focus on the last decades, many policies have been implemented to achieve the SDG goals, and also recently in 2021, India calculated the multidimensional poverty index. So now it is interesting to see how this multidimensional poverty, if government is trying to reduce multidimensional poverty, how it is impacting the consumption expenditure of the households. So the first objective is to examine the relationship between poverty and vulnerability in unidimensional and multidimensional space, where I am calculating unidimensional poverty by taking consumption expenditure and multidimensional poverty by taking education, health, and standard of living. I have used Consumer Pyramid Household Survey from 2016 to 19, IndiaStat, and census data. The methodology that I have applied is two-way fixed effect. We find that there is a strong relationship between multidimensional poverty and consumption expenditure. That means if a household is non-poor in terms of multidimensional poverty, then the consumption expenditure poverty is also reducing. Next paper that I am working on co-authored with Dr. Tarasankar Shaw, who is also my PhD supervisor. So here we are trying to examine the impact of microcredit from microfinance and self-help groups on poverty and vulnerability of the household in multidimensional space. If microcredit is provided to a group of women and to incentivize them to invest in the small businesses so that the profit can be invested in education, health, and to improve the standard of living. That means microcredit not only affect different indicators of the well-being singularly, it is simultaneously influencing the multidimensional indicators of the well-being. So for this, we have used CPHS data, Reserve Bank of India data, as well as census data. We have applied various methodology, econometrics methods in order to analyze the data and get the results. So here we got that after controlling for sample selection bias, we find that microcredit significantly reduce not only the current multidimensional poverty, but also it also reduce the future multidimensional poverty. In our third paper, we have evaluated a rural road construction program, that is Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, how it is influencing different dimensions of well-being, that is education, health, and standard of living. All-weather road can influence different indicators in two ways. First, it will reduce the time to travel to educational institute as well as health facility before the products that were unavailable before in rural area. Because of the all-weather road, they will be available make available, and which will directly impact the well-being of the rural households. Similarly, if all-weather road go to the will be there in rural area, that the people in that area can take advantage of employment opportunity outside the village. So in order to analyze this objective, in order to analyze this or investigate this objective, we have used NFHS data, and we have extracted the road infrastructure data from OMMS. Also, we have used census and election commission data. And the econometrics methods that we have applied is two-way fixed effect and instrumental variable approach. Our research finding is interesting that after controlling the endogeneity in the model, we find that increase in the all-weather road leads to significant reduction in the multidimensional poverty at the household level. So these are my three working paper. One paper that is second paper, that is microcredit, impact of microcredit on multidimensional poverty, is under review in ABDC Journal A, economic modeling. So these three papers I am working on right now. I am planning to submit my PhD in coming 4 months. So thank you so much.
I have no question, but I have suggestion to make.
Yes, sir.
You must be knowing Maharashtra government is giving money Ladki Bahini Yojana.
Yes, yes.
You must study what is the impact of this in a rural and metropolitan city like Mumbai.
Okay.
Does it really helping elevating the poverty of the people in the rural area?
Okay.
And there are some beneficiaries in cosmopolitan cities like Mumbai that may not be required for them, but they are availing that facility. Whether that affecting positively or negatively, that need to be studied.
Okay, sir.
Because court has asked already.
Okay.
How are the people are benefiting from this?
Yes, sir.
So some such kind of inputs should go to the court also.
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely. I'm planning to. Actually, my area of research is basically I'm interested in impact evaluation of various government policy and how they are influencing the well-being of the individuals as well as our households. Right. So definitely, I'll go for it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. All the best for your PhD.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All the best. Good work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rasmita. Now we have from next speaker from Somaya Sports Academy, Dr. Sonam. And she is going to present a comparative study of skill-based training and functional training on vaulting table performance of female gymnast. Dr. Sonam. And after that, from the same institute, we have Dr. Arpan. So be ready. Okay. Yeah, please.
A very good evening to one and all. Myself, Dr. Shonan Parte, an assistant professor from Samaya Sports Academy. I joined the academy on 2nd of April 2024. My topic for today's presentation is comparative study on the effect of functional training and skill-based training on the performance of vaulting table performance in gymnastics, especially dedicated to female gymnasts. Gymnastics is a domain or a sport that has come from the Greek origin. And since it has come to the modern Olympic Games from the ancient Olympic Games, it has divided itself into 6 disciplines. And I'm talking about artistic gymnastics. Most of you must be aware of Deepa Karmarkar and the 7.10 vault, that was the Prodinova vault that she performed on the same event that I'm talking about. I have chosen a very basic skill, that is handspring pike or the Yamashita vault, which is the most fundamental skill for evaluation, both for sub-elite and the elite levels. The aim of the study was to understand the traditional training, that is skill-based training, and the modern-day functional training on the performance enhancement of gymnasts on vaulting table. Over a period of time, a number of trainings have been deployed, weight training, sand training, ballistic training, plyometric training, fartlek training, just to develop different skills among gymnasts. So being a gymnast myself, a former national player, I found a lot of confusion and a lot of maldevelopment that was seen among gymnasts. So through this study, I tried to zero down on which is the best way of training gymnasts. So taking into consideration 2 trainings. One is traditional training and one is functional training, which was dedicated to develop only those specific skills which were utilized in their daily routine. So the study concluded saying that functional training was highly impactful than compared to skill-based training, as skill-based training focused only on those muscle groups that were used only for the skill performance, while as functional training developed even the local and the supporting muscles, which developed better posture, better skill efficiency, and leading to better performance. So later on, this study has been applied even to the other 4 disciplines in women artistic gymnastics, and it can be further deployed for male artistic gymnastics with 6 major disciplines. It can be also applied to the skill-specific sports like figure skating and diving, where skill is individually evaluated, and later the study can be taken further where technique enhancement is involved using functional training. Also, we can further use the training for development of skills among football players, hockey players, for better skill efficiency. My future plan for this project, I have published 14 papers in the same domain, and 3 more are in the pipeline. A further project that I have just started to work on is studying anxiety levels and sleep impact or quality of sleep on health and performance of female gymnasts. So the pilot study will be done in a couple of months, as I'm working with a few of the PhD scholars from Mumbai University, who are my close colleagues. And I further also tend to collaborate with my teammates at Somaya Sports Academy and take a further research project in hand. Thank you so much. Any questions?
No questions. I mean, already they are sitting for more than 2 hours. So they are, we assume that everyone is physically fit.
Definitely, sir.
Thank you.
The journals, what you mentioned, you have some 14 papers.
Sir, I have some peer-reviewed journals. I'm looking for a cost-effective Scopus journal. Still struggling with that, sir.
Cost-effective is not the criteria. Actually, when they charge, then if the author is paying, then it is free for the readers. If author does not pay, then readers have to pay.
Okay.
It is either way.
Okay, sir. I'll look into it.
So you have to choose. If you pay, then it is free for
the readers.
Then you will get more citations.
Okay.
But if you don't pay, then the readers will not download.
Right.
And then no one will read, and then you will not get citations.
Right, sir. Agreed.
So it is that way.
I'll look into it, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Collaborate with we have Department of Nutraceutical Sciences.
Okay.
Nutrition, because in sports, ultimately
nutrition plays an important role, right,
apart
sir?
From training of the muscles or whether skill-based or professional training, nutrition is important. And most of the Indians are now there are deficiency of vitamin D and B, and especially women, they're anemic in nature
Yes, sir.
because of their dietary habitats and not perfect iron content in the food. So to bring it to the for that threshold value, all the contents, the nutrients, and then if you train, definitely you'll find a lot of improvement there in their functional
Right, sir.
output.
Right, sir.
So we have Department of Nutrition.
Sure, sir.
Maybe some collaborative work with the nutrition, some
Definitely,
PhD
sir.
scholars.
Sir,
if
I'll
that
keep my
can be
windows open to anyone who wants to
And
collaborate.
also omega-3 plays very important role for gymnasts,
Right, sir.
for their movement and brain function.
Right, sir.
So omega-3 deficiency is also very vulnerable in India, especially all the sports. Maybe these are the reasons where we do not perform well in
Sir,
the...
also, along with nutrition, sir, infrastructure and aiding equipments also are required.
See,
So even
countries
the
like
engineering
Kenya-
and mechanical sections can come in.
Countries like Kenya and all, their diet is totally different. Their infrastructure
Definitely.
is far worse than us.
Right, sir.
Still, they do better.
I'll take into
Right?
consideration, sir.
Because we have very diverse nutritional habitat as per our culture, tradition, religion, different regions, environment. So whereas the other countries, they have uniform diet. There is no like Gujarati diet, Marathi
Very true,
diet,
very
South
true, sir.
Indian diet. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है वहाँ पे. Everything is same.
Everything is same.
हमारे यहाँ पे ऐसा है. And that is the
Agreed.
reason.
Sure, sir. I'll keep my windows open. Thank you,
Right.
sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next.
Thank you, Dr. Sonam. Next, we have Dr. Arpan from Somaya Sports Academy. And after that, we will have Bhumi.
So good evening all, good evening chair and the dignitaries and dear students. So myself, Mr. Arpan Chattopadhyay. Still now I am pursuing my PhD from Central University of Rajasthan. I am in third year of my PhD. So today I will talk about biomarkers prediction in injury prevention in sports. So the main agenda will be understanding biomarkers which is available in sports, the biomarker in injury risk assessment and early detection, and the biomarkers driven strategy for injury prevention and recovery, and focusing on the optimum performance. If you just see the Nike tagline, they just change it from just to do it to winning is not for everyone. So it is right that winning is not for everyone because there are lots of players whose career got ruined by injuries. So in this picture, you can see there is an athlete. So I categorized 4 kinds of stress. That is the biological stress, psychological stress, sociocultural stress, and the environmental stress. So an athlete undergo a lot kind of stresses, that is fatigue and chronic illness and these kind of things. Psychological, there are lots of pressure of performance and these kind of things. And sociocultural is there are some sports norms that an athlete have to follow. So they suffer from that. And for the environmental stress, they have heat and cold weather. As the 38 national games is occurring on Uttarakhand, there is the complete different environment than Mumbai. So the athlete feels very difficult to acclimatize there in 2 or 3 days. So they suffer a lot of stresses. So here you can see that I will identify some biomarkers and I will want to check the biomarkers if it is increasing or decreasing in that particular athlete. So in this picture, you can see that there is an injured athlete and we will assess the genetic markers from that athlete. And after that, we will customize a protocol for the training. And then there is return to play and we will establish the protocol for a large athlete group. So in this picture, if you watch the sports, you can identify that Dembele and Christian Eriksen, each picture carries some significant in sports injuries and mishaps in the field. So here, this is the methodology that I will follow. There are some markers that interleukin 6 for the stress and ACTN3 gene, which is play important role in athlete. And there are creatine kinase and a lot of things that I will identify. The main thing is that the ethical permission. In my PhD, I faced very difficulty to getting the IC clearance because we are working on the blood. Then we will select the athlete. There are different kind of athletes like power athlete, endurance athlete, and mixed athlete. After that, we will take the initial consent and taking the blood samples. And then we will collect the blood and store it in -80. And we will perform the data analysis in future. Any kind of thing that is the cortisol level, IL-6 level, and all those complete blood count test. So here I performed, it is unpublished data with me. I already performed in 30 sample group. There are serum creatine kinase. You can see in the darker one, this is the injured athlete, which is statistically significant. I used Mann-Whitney U test. I know that this is the non-parametric test, which is not that kind of, but for 15 sample, I used Mann-Whitney U test. So in ACTN3, I know that there I can use some gap DH as an control, but in this picture there is no significant difference I observed. In static squat test, you have to place your back in a wall and how many seconds you are standing on that position. We count this. This is a significant thing. And in number of disbalance in a flamingo balance test or in yoga you know as Brikshasana, it is not significant. So there are two significant things in less population. And these are some few publications that I have in my small career. These three publications I have as a first author and I have 4 as a second author. Thank you so much.
Very nice work. I wanted to know what is your background before?
Yeah, actually my BSc is from Operation Theatre Technology, which is a paramedical subject. Then I completed my master's in sports science from Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Educational and Research Institute, West Bengal. After that, I am pursuing my PhD in sports bioscience, where I am working on sports genetics, basically mitochondrial DNA. So this is interdisciplinary
That's
background.
what, because I understood. IL-6 is basically inflammatory marker.
Yes.
So when there is inflammation, it will go up.
Yes.
So what kind of injury you are going to see in your inclusion criteria?
There is not a particular injury because a strength athlete who lift 170 kgs of barbell or the weight, they have different protocol. A marathoner has different protocol, training protocol. I just want to see in different categories how the stress markers are there in their body with compared to the sedentary one. So after that, getting that, yes, it is higher in the power athlete in compared to the endurance athlete, then we can, for future, we can identify those things and we can analyze those things and do the further research that how we can prevent.
So you do not have specific inclusion-exclusion criteria?
Till now I didn't, because getting the blood sample from a good athlete is very difficult job. Around 50 different organization I visit. Somewhere I managed to get 10 or 11 organizations, they are willing to give the blood. Because when we approach the organization, they think as a drug control officer, they are coming to take the blood and do something. So athletes are not ready and coaches didn't help us to intervene on that field. So this is a difficulty still now as it is a new subject in India and nobody has that much of awareness about it. So we are facing some issues.
Okay. Good work. All the best.
Pass on the mic there. Yeah.
All the best for your PhD.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
And welcome to Somaya Vidyavihar University.
Yeah, thank you.
Have you included one more thing, whether the athlete had COVID or not?
No, we didn't. Because we are choosing only the healthy athlete who are performing some...
No, who are recovered.
No, I didn't add. I add the NASA TLX for the mental workload.
Okay.
So here I didn't show it, but we use the NASA TLX and some stress questionnaire to actually to correlate those things.
Good work. Just one quick question.
Yeah.
Where you showed n is equal to 15.
Yeah.
What was your ratio of male and female there?
No, I don't use any female because there are the menstrual cycle. So from blood, I exclude the, I just forgot to mention here, this is only in the male population. I
So
don't
you would
target.
not want to extend it to female population?
Till now, I didn't because there are some correlational problem that there are menstrual cycle play an important role in these kind of things.
Apart from that, for example, interleukin is higher in males as compared to females. So you'll have to consider that. You cannot generalize these biomarkers because they would be different in age-wise differences. You have to consider age, you have to consider the sex of the athlete too, all of these parameters.
Yeah, for age, I have only 18 to 25, but only male candidates is there.
Male?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
For more information, we can visit the Somaya Sports Academy regularly. Next is Bhumi, and she is from SK Somaya College. And I would request not more than one question to any, because it might be possible in the last we will not get any audience. Please, those who have not filled the feedback, it is the last chance. Okay, thank you very much for bothering you. She will tell. Yeah, so we have now Bhumi Malde, and next we will have Krutika.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bhumi Malde, and I am currently pursuing my PhD in French literature from Mumbai University. Today, I'm here to present my PhD topic. So, my topic is Coolie Woman in Francophone literature of the Indian Ocean and Caribbean, French Caribbean to be specific. For those who are not aware of the word coolie, coolie is the name given to the indentured laborers who left India in the 19th century to settle in the plantation islands. So I am specifically looking at the islands of Mauritius, Reunion in the Indian Ocean, and the French Caribbean islands of Guadeloupe and Martinique. Yes. Several research has been already conducted on this topic by in the Anglophone world by researchers like Marina Carter and Gaitra Bahadur, but their research mostly focuses on the archives that are there already, and I am looking at literature. So. There are also studies in French literature related to coolie, but they have missed out. They have missed out the agency of a coolie woman. Since I am in my preliminary stages of research, these are the following questions that I am looking at. So the first is, what are the major reasons which forced women to leave India? How was their experience during the voyage? How was their experience as a coolie woman in the plantation? And did migration liberate a woman from patriarchy? So please remember that these questions that I'm looking at is from the point of view of literature and how these women were perceived in the literature. Now, these are the books that I'm referring to. At the moment, I'm working on a paper, again using the book Aurore, which you can see here. And that's it. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
Which all languages, foreign languages you know?
Sir, French is the only foreign language. Yes.
Can I request you to speak few lines?
I will present myself in French if that's okay. Yes. So, bonjour, je m'appelle Bhumi. Je suis enseignante de français à SK Somaya Vidyavihar Université. Oui, merci.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know whether I'm speaking correctly or not. It's something called Boju. Am I right? No? Okay. I know only one word, apart from few words which comes in science. Next we have Krutika. And she is from German language. From SKSC, but she will present German language.
Yeah, respected dignitaries, my dear colleagues and fellow researchers. Very good evening to all of you Ihnen allen einen sehr schönen guten Abend. I'm Kritika Bhosle and I'm from the Faculty of Literature, Languages and Literature, and I joined the SVU in December 2023. The title of my presentation, Contrasts and Commonalities in Language Structures, summarizes my current research, the work I've done so far, and my future research interests. I'm currently pursuing my PhD from the Department of German, University of Mumbai, under the mentorship of Professor Dr. Vibhas Rana. And my research, titled Deutsche und Marathi Verben eine kontrastive Studie, in English, German and Marathi verbs, a contrastive study, aims at a contrastive and systematic analysis of German and Marathi verbs to discover similarities and differences between two of the Indo-European languages, namely German and Marathi. Because of the common roots, there are notable grammatical as well as lexical resemblances between German and Marathi, such as the existence of three genders in Marathi and in German, which affects the way possessive articles are used and learnt. Both the languages distinguish between the formal and the informal you. Apart from being inflected languages, German and Marathi affiliate in terms of the way numbers are learnt. Interestingly, all professions in German, as in Marathi, have both a feminine and a masculine form. While working as a research associate on the interdisciplinary and innovative research project, Marathi Language Teaching, initiated by the Department of German, University of Mumbai, and funded by the government of Maharashtra, I discovered many of such fascinating similarities and differences between these two languages, which actually inspired me to explore this field further. This contrastive research offers several key benefits for both the languages, such as the contrastive analysis helps us understand how different languages structure their syntax, semantics, morphology, and phonology, which can lead to insights about universal linguistic principles or language-specific characteristics. The findings can also reveal how knowledge of one language can influence the learning of another language, either positively, that is facilitating learning, or negatively, that is leading to interference. The contrastive approach contributes invaluably to translation studies, helping translators understand linguistic differences and identify best equivalents for words, phrases, sentence structures, and ensuring more accurate and nuanced translations. The comparative analysis of related languages also helps us understand patterns of language change. Contrasting a lesser studied and lesser structured language with a better documented and better structured language helps identify features that are or might be in danger of being lost. Under the aegis of the Marathi language teaching project, 6 levels, that is from beginners to advanced, of textbooks and workbooks have been developed, with content also generated for short-term courses for nurses, rickshaw and taxi drivers, government officials, and bank officers. I've contributed to these materials both as an author and a co-author. Additionally, I've also published research articles in Scopus indexed and UGC listed journals, focusing on my research interests in German as a foreign language, contrastive linguistics, multilingualism, and Marathi as a foreign language, second and foreign language, and language change. And I look forward to contributing continuing my work in these areas and exploring further opportunities for interdisciplinary collaboration. That brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention, and I would be happy to take questions if any.
So you have compared Marathi and German languages?
Yes, sir. I'm comparing Marathi and German language contrastively using the contrastive linguistic method, and the focus is on verbs, the verb structures, yes.
So is there any similarity?
Sorry, sir.
Is there any similarity? Some words?
Many.
Many?
Yeah.
For example?
So in fact, some of the similarities were mentioned here on this slide, such as there are 3 genders in German as well as in Marathi, which in a way affects how we use the possessive articles. For example, माझा भाऊ, माझी बहीण. So similarly in German also it changes according to the gender of the noun. Mein Bruder, meine Schwester. German and Marathi are highly inflected languages. Both of them inflect for nouns, verbs, adjectives, pronouns, and articles. And interestingly, the way numbers are formed, it's exactly same as in Marathi, or I think even in Gujarati, Hindi. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. In fact, yes, Sanskrit is the mother language for Marathi as well. But there were already many areas where Sanskrit and German were already compared from different points of views, of course. But Marathi-German comparisons were not there.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kritika. Now next we have Pallav Bose. This will be the second last presentation. Let me know if Dr. Rusi has arrived in this auditorium. Just text me so that I can arrange your talk. Otherwise, this will be the second last. Okay, so he has arrived. I remember correctly that he called me and said he has a class, so he rescheduled that presentation. Okay. Pallav Bose.
Good evening, faculty members, colleagues, and my dear friends. Hello. Yeah, good evening, faculty members, colleagues, and my dear friends. So I am Pallav. I recently joined this university in the Faculty of Management Studies, KJ Somaiya Institute of Management in June 2024. And today I am going to talk about the research work that I conducted during my thesis work. So the topic of my thesis was industry evolution in emerging markets. So today I'm going to talk about the topic, the motivation behind the research, and the crucial findings that I got from the research work. So talking about industry evolution, industries evolve over a time of period. So basically, there are phases through which any industry goes through. It starts with the birth phase, it goes to the growth phase, then it moves towards the maturity phase, it declines, and ultimately any industry dies out. So if we take the example of typewriter industry, it is not there anymore. We don't have players who are competing against each other in the typewriter industry. So talking about industry evolution, there are many factors which impact how industries evolve. Crucial among these factors are technological innovation, market shifts, and strategic responses by firms. Important aspects when we talk about industry evolution includes the entry and exit of firms in these respective industries. Now, the crucial aspect of this research work was around industry evolution in emerging markets. Most of the research work till date has been covered in developed markets. And a specific trend has been observed in developed markets. Like when industries evolve and mature, by the time they reach the maturity, some 3 players are there who serve 60 to 70% of the market, the broad middle segment of the market. They're known as generalist players. And rest of the space is captured by specialist players. Now, if we look at the difference between developed markets and developing markets, the crucial characteristics which define these different markets, the conditions in which they are functioning or operating is very different. And this was one of the crucial motivation to understand like how industries evolve in emerging markets. So some of the important aspects in developing markets that we wanted to touch upon was the growth rate at which the emerging markets are developing. How is the market structure? Like in developing markets, the markets are mostly fragmented. How does that impact the industry evolution and ultimately entry and exit of the firms, competition in the firms, and how the industries are structured around that? So all these important aspects we wanted to study. So if I come to my findings, two important areas in which we tried to understand like how industries evolve. First was like, what are the industry characteristics which are different in developed and developing markets and which defines the difference in the trajectory for industry evolution in developed and developing markets. So first was the industry dynamism, which is the rate of change within the industry. And second was the munificence, availability of resources. So we observed that these two important aspects, which differs quite significantly between developed and developing markets, play a crucial role in shaping the industry structure. Second important aspect was evolution of institutions. So the way institutions evolved in developing markets is very different from how they are evolving in developing markets, developed versus developing markets, how the institutions are evolving. So we observed that the institutional quality have a crucial role in defining the industry structure and dictating like how industries evolve over time. So these are the two important results that we got from our thesis work. That's all I had to talk about in my thesis. I'm yet to submit my thesis. In the next few months, I would be submitting my thesis. Thank you. I'm ready for questions. Yeah.
Okay, best wishes for your thesis submission at the earliest. Thank you.
Thank you.
Which year you are teaching?
I am teaching
year.
Sorry. Yes, sir. Can you please repeat?
Which year students you are teaching?
I'm teaching first and second year students, MBA students.
Both first year and second year?
Yeah. Strategy subjects I'm teaching.
Strategy subjects. And when are you likely to complete PhD?
In the next 2-3 months, I am about to submit my thesis.
Which university?
IIM Ranchi.
IIM Ranchi. Okay. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pallav. Next speaker is Resma Kambli from KJ SITS. And Dr. Rusi, next, you be ready.
Namaste everyone. I'm Dr. Reshma Kamble. I'm not new for the Somaya, but as an assistant professor, I appointed on January 2024. So I'm going to present here my PhD topic. It is the role of Bhagavad Gita and the Brahma Kumari's principles in shaping personality development. Ultimately, the agenda I have given, that is a different thing, which I'm going to talk on my future planning. So when I have started this study, then first question was arise that why, how can be the comparison between Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Kumaris could be happen. So my clear vision was there that the principles, whatever given in the Bhagavad Gita is practiced by the contemporary school of the Bhagavad Gita. They are giving that teachings to us. So it is not difficult to compare ancient texts with the Brahma Kumari. So I have taken this study and it is approved by the University of Mumbai. And later on I started to study on this. So in this I have made a hypothesis, a harmonious understanding of the knowledge mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita and the knowledge and practices provided by the BK's, or means Brahma Kumari's organization, will be useful in developing the personality of humans in modern times. So I have taken 5 aspects of the personalities: physical, psychological, intellectual, social, and spiritual. So I have given detail on the physical development, where I have explained more on the shaucha, that is the cleanliness, hygiene, then the diet, food, and then celibacy. So diet, where it is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu, means when you will have a balanced diet and balance in every action, then your all miseries will go away. So that way, Brahma Kumaris also gives teachings to take a good diet, and that diet to make with the good positive vibrations to give that, and then to intake. So that practice is follows do. And then psychological development. In this, when I was working on this, and one of my mentor, he asked me the question, tell me one psychologist who is ancient Indian psychologist, who you can say that he is the best one, but it was very tough question to answer me, because Indian psychology is very difficult. We always try to find it in the philosophy. So philosophers, we have many, like Shankaracharya, we have Patanjali, who have written Yoga Shastra, so where we could find out the philosophies written in the philosophical text. So there are many, even the Kalidasa, he has written many literature, where you can find out the very personalities, like Shakuntala with Doshanta and various. So he has also tried to explain through the various characteristics, many psychological states. So specifically, I have taken 5 states of the mind which are explained in the Bhagavad Gita, that is the Ekagra, one-pointed mind, Sayami, Sthita, Brahmita, and Chanchala. Even Brahma Kumari talks on the 4 kinds of attributes of the mind. So that way, mind, then intellectual development, even social development. For the Loka Sangra, what we talk on the Loka Sangra, that how we can become helpful to the society. So as we believe that we had a golden era and we reached to the iron era now. So we all have contributed to make that golden era into the iron era. So we all are responsible. Again, we can change our mindset, make it positive, and make all the environment positive. That way, this whole goes on. Then my next planning is to work on the Prakrit language with the comparative study of the Sanskrit, as I have some knowledge of both the language. Just now had a discussion on the Sanskrit language, that it is base of the Marathi and even German. But I would, when I have started study Prakrit, so I realized that there are many connections with the Prakrit, because Prakrit, one dialects among all the dialects, one is the Maharashtrian Prakrit, where you will see more similarities with the Marathi. You will find in the Maharashtrian, as like we say gheun. So in Sanskrit we say grahitva. So that is not similar to the Marathi. In Marathi we say gheun again. Or kari una, khadi una, this kind of una we use in the Marathi, karun, khaun, pyun. Then we say chala u in Prakrit, so chala ho in Marathi. So more similarities you could connect with the Maharashtrian Prakrit. So now it is questioned that whether Sanskrit is the mother of Marathi or Prakrit. So that is a big question, and I think now Prakrit language got the classical status from the government, so there will be such kind of research needs to be happened, and I think it will come up in future. So that's my area. In future, I would like to work on. Thank you.
Good work.
Yeah. Okay.
How many chapters of Bhagavad Gita did you take?
I did comparison. So I took intellectual and physical, psychological, intellectual, social. Two chapters for dedicated for comparison. In the comparative form, I have written Bhagavad Gita, and total chapters are 6.
All shlokas you have taken?
Yeah, I have taken all the shlokas.
All shlokas.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Risma. Now, Rusi Anandan. and he is from KJSIM, and he will speak on research in strategic management. And this will be the last talk.
Research. So one is, so we do a lot of case studies in our area, and so this was a case study of a company which is a leader, Indian leader in what's called PET recycling, and so this is a great example of a company that has, that's meeting a lot of the ESG obligations, and at the same time, it's also a very, very successful business model in terms of making money, etc. The other thing, the second article is about best practices in value chain resilience. So this is again, something that's happened after COVID-19. So what you'll find is that traditionally companies were not really focusing too much on the value chain resilience. They were most focused on the value chain efficiency. So for instance, you would find that companies would prefer to outsource rather than vertically integrate, because vertical integration increases your costs, investments, etc. But after COVID-19, what you find is that companies are trying to look for a compromise where you try to combine reducing costs with more flexibility. So which means that things like vertical integration into certain critical inputs has become very popular now. So you'll find things like, for instance, the Indian government focusing more on semiconductors is actually an attempt at increasing the value chain resilience so that you minimize dependence on unstable sources of supply like China, etc. The ESG investing, so this was a process model, and so ESG investing, again, something that's very popular, but one of the challenges that investors in ESG encounter is that it's very, very difficult to actually measure ESG performance. So you might have a company which is doing very well, for instance, in terms of the environmental, but may not do very well in terms of governance, right? So those of us who are familiar with Tesla will find that Tesla is great in terms of the environmental obligations, but when you look at what Elon Musk does in terms of governance, right, it's very difficult to actually classify Tesla as great in terms of ESG. So those are examples of thing. What I'm working on, again, one of the newer issues is what's called early retirements, right? So which is a voluntary retirement. So people calling, or rather hanging up their careers, which never used to happen, right? People used to want to work as early, as long as possible. So, so here the, what I'm looking at is the relationship between job satisfaction, also competence, right? So typically you would find that, if there's less job satisfaction, that leads to early retirement. But there's also some literature which shows that competence, right? So if people are very competent, they might also end up, doing early retirement because they've achieved their goals. And then you have these mediation variables like health status and financial security, which obviously has a great effect there. And what I'm also working on, which is in the ideation stage, is a book on emerging technologies and their impact on strategic management. So what you'll find is that these new technologies like IoT, etc. I mean, there's obviously an impact in terms of the technology, but there is also a huge impact in terms of how companies approach their strategy. So a lot of companies which are product-based companies are trying to move to solutions-based approaches. So those are my interests, they say.
Any questions?
Good work. You were, we would like to know your past, where you were in the industry or academia.
Yeah, so I was in industry also. I actually did my PhD in the US, so, and I was a professor there.
Okay.
Then I came back here. I was at SP Jain, and
Okay.
I'm also an alumnus of Somaya. So,
Okay.
so I basically came back here. So
Alumnus of KJSM only?
KJSM only, yeah. So then,
Good.
I
Welcome
was
back.
destined to come back.
Welcome back to your
Right.
mother.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So this is the end of this session. Before I ask Ukrandi sir to conclude this session, I would like to thank my team members for this session, Dr. Dinos Upadhyay, Dr. Resma Kambli, and two JRFs who worked very much, is Mr. Gokul and Krutika. With them, I able to make this session possible. Sir, Mukurandi sir, you are requested to just conclude this session. No, you take over time. Now we are no happy to go home.
So good evening to all of you. First and foremost, I must appreciate your patience. All of you, or most of you, are sitting in this auditorium right from morning. If you assume the 4 sessions, maybe first session in the morning, second in the before lunch session. That time you are hungry by the time 1 o'clock. And once you are hungry, generally person becomes angry. And after lunch session, the session, you know it. It's very difficult. And last session, I mean, you always, when it will end. But I mean, I appreciate once again, you are all 3 days sitting and listening to the various speakers, presenters, research, the faculty, those who have done the research work, their presentations, dean presentations, and panel discussion, and I'm sure you got enriched. And first and foremost is we came to know each other. The various schools on this campus: engineering, management, science, commerce, humanities, Dharma studies, and it's a good platform, great platform for all of us to know each other, and at least we came to know each other what research one is doing, and then you can contact each other. Suppose like, I mean, there was, I mean, some faculty from management doing some research and they're working in some allied domain of artificial intelligence or cyber. So they can reach out to the faculty from engineering, those who are in from computer domain and IT domain, and talk to each other. We can directly meet them, or we can come to me, I'll connect to them. I mean, it's a same campus, right? First and foremost, talk to neighbor. Talk to the faculty within your department. Talk to the faculty from other department. Then talk to the faculty from other institutes. So whatever your area of research is there, area of interest is there, so you know now who is working in which domain, and accordingly, you can talk to them, and those who have presented the papers to them, whoever has asked the questions, those who have given suggestions, so meet them after this session, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, whenever you get time, meet them and talk to them what the question was, what suggestion was, and accordingly, one suggestion, one question will change the way of your research. So remember this thing also. And the session which was conducted, rather panel discussion which was conducted in the morning about the interdisciplinary research, multidisciplinary research, and so in that, lot of discussion, every panelist has given their views. And first, the thing is that the problem what you are selected for your research is not particular to one domain. The problem doesn't come in that this is a problem of engineering. In that also, engineering also is not a problem of mechanical, or it's not a problem of electronics, or it's not a problem of civil. It's engineering, sociology, medicine, and so many things together. So this is the time to talk to each other, work in a team, and then the outcome of research. We talk about outcome-based education. Now it's a outcome-based research means it has to be some outcome. So a better outcome will be there, and it will be useful to the society. It will be more meaningful to the society. And Honorable Vice Chancellor said in the very opening remarks about the teaching university and research university. It is going to take a lot of time to prove to be a research university, but if we work, each and every faculty, along with their master students, PhD students, even UG students, on different topics, faculties from different domains come together, work, then surely this university, Somaiya Vidyavihar University, will be known as a teaching and research university. So with this note, I once again thank all the presenters for presenting their research and take it forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, please wait.
May I request Dr. Satyendra Upadhyay to please come on stage to give a small token of appreciation from the ARM team to Dr. Ukurande. Thank you, Ukurande sir, for your time and your inputs. And so please wait, you have to also felicitate Dr. Manoj Mishra, the convener of this session. Thank you, Manoj sir, for your efforts and your inputs. May I request Ukurande sir to please stay on stage? I would request Dr. Vaidande to kindly come on stage. He has put in a lot of efforts to prepare the compendium which was released during the ARM. So he definitely deserves a big applause for it. Yes, and he was also the convener of the committee. And I'm sure he would thank all his committee members for this hard work. Next, I would request Dr. Swati Maurya to please come on stage. She was very instrumental and she worked very hard in putting in things together and seeing to it that each one of you got the pen which had your name on it. So she definitely deserves a great round of applause because it was really a lot of hard work. And she's been also the IT team helping us out with this. Thank you, ma'am. And this thing would not end without felicitating Dr. Soumyadev Ghosh. He's been very quiet, but he's always been there. So may I request Dr. Soumyadev Ghosh to please come on stage. Thank you, everyone. And I now request our Dean Academics to...
Maybe some conveners want to thank their team, like what Professor Mishra ji, na?
Yes.
He has done, na? You want to thank your team? Other conveners also, if you want to thank, then you can take the mic.
Yeah, really big thank you to all, the whole Somaiya community. And special thanks to the convener of the organizing committee who worked tirelessly for success of this, and special thanks to the CICER team. They all worked together, and we were here early in the morning till the late in the night working for this. And I am quite satisfied that, and I hope you are also satisfied, and really this place is like a Kumbh Mela of the university that happened, and I'm really happy in contributing, and I'm thankful to Professor Pillai and the Dean of Science and Dean of Academics for giving me the opportunity to hold this meeting. And I hope now you know our CICER, Sumaya Center for Interdisciplinary Science Education and Research, and you will make our name true to become a interdisciplinary center in real sense. Thank you all, and welcome to you all to collaborate with our team. Thank you.
I asked sir who suggested my name for the registration team convener. But on a lighter note, I'm happy with the work what I have done, and I really thank to Nidhi and Sonali, because whenever I asked them to do the work, they were available, and even the data center, because they made the manforce available for the different tasks which is assigned to me. Thank you. And thank you, sir, for giving the opportunities. Thank you very much.
Regarding the faculty publications, this is the task we are repeatedly asking the faculty members and research scholars to submit their papers. The entire work, 2 volumes, morning I mentioned that one is abstract for the 2 years, and then this is the 1 year's full text. These publications are for internal use, not for outside, because the copyright issues are available. For this compilation of that, I really thankful to Aditi, Chavan, and Isha Popat. Entirely they have done this one. Along with my library team, university library, and the Department of Library Science team also, I am thankful to all of them. There are many committee members, really names are there in the committee. Also, I am thankful to all the committee members for their support. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank my team, Geeta Lakshmi and Pratima, for helping me out in the session, and especially all the faculty members who stuck to their time. I had to sort of tell them to reduce the time because of the time constraints. I apologize for that, but then that was the only way out. Thank you all presenters and my team members. Thank you.
I'm thankful to Manisha ma'am, Sheetal ma'am, Vandana ma'am, Himanshi and Ekta for taking efforts for the smooth conduction of PhD coordinator sessions, 4 sessions in 2 days. I'm also thankful to Dean Academics for trusting us and giving the responsibility. And I hope in next ARM also the teams are coordinating with each other and taking it to the great success. Thank you.
I thank the patent in charge committee, Kiran Sharma madam, Pranali Patil and Aditi for their support in making the list, the timelines, and also seeing to it that all the patents and copyrights are put on the board there. Thank you for your enthusiastic support. Thanks.
I have to thank 2 teams, two members. One is Nahid and Neelam. They are 2 JRF students who were very busy with their presentations and different conferences.
And they really supported me a lot to the end of to the end of the preparations of the ARM, and that was really a much needed support. I would also like to thank the stage committee members, Mani sir and also Ketan sir, for helping and being there in organizing events or organizing the things for the inauguration session and so on. I would also like to thank the sound team and everybody for really cooperating and adjusting to the changes and the suggestions. Thank you all. And I now invite the Dean Academics to come and give the...
All conveners are done? I think someone is left. This one is the Irfan. Dr. Irfan is not.
Yeah, we are also very much thankful to Dr.
Mosmi.
Irfan, and he really supported us in many aspects, because he has been here for 23 years, he said. So he knows everybody. And it was very helpful to have with us. I mean, any time we call and he gets the support. And I also thank Professor Ukarande for providing this, auditorium, because there are some other bookings and all. And whenever I needed, we got his support. And really, and the team we have in the engineering building, they all supported us in many ways.
So it is 6:23. Faculty members, deans, students, and my dear friends. These 3 days, we all were together, starting from 8 a.m. to maybe 7 or 7:30 p.m. Lot of sessions were planned. Most of the sessions were similar to ARM 2024. There were some changes made. And with this experience of 2025, there will be some additions. And we are even thinking to add on 2 more days to this ARM 2025 to make it a 5-day event with some workshops. Like these 3 days were for presenting. Now 2 days are for listening and enhancing our skills, like writing good articles, writing good proposals, interaction with industry, like today Professor Desai said, yesterday Professor Monica Madam said, why don't we have industry interacting with the seed funds and students so that they can start funding. So maybe some small workshop on that or session on that. And a session on multidisciplinary research, like theory we are understanding, but what to do and how to do. There are many books available. We can start doing in a technical way or proven way, instead of just understanding it is to be done and doing in our own way. Professor Shivgaonkar sir yesterday suggested a couple of points which are worth implementing. He suggested weekly research seminar in each school or each department. So one faculty will get a turn maybe after 6 months, Every week there will be some faculty presenting. This was very short, like 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes even HOI has got, deans got 15 minutes, but faculty were only 5 minutes or 6 minutes. So nothing much can happen. But in the department you can have 1 hour sessions for each faculty for once a year or twice a year it will come. And what research you are doing, it's really competitive and cutting edge. And based on that, we have an idea that whatever seed funding, extramural, PhD students who presented will be given an opportunity to write newspaper articles. And then we, with the help of PR team, will be having a series of articles in newspaper on research in Somaya. We are doing research. It is known to our faculty members. It is known to our journals and to our students. But is the common man aware what is happening? Like for example, the flower yesterday, flowers from the temple. That is a common man, and common man should know that such things are happening in Somaya. So we will be sending an email to write a small article in the common man language. Mathematical equations are not going to help, but what they can understand. Second point sir suggested was identify few journals in each department. What is observed is there are few faculty who are publishing in good journals, but others are saying there are no journals available in Scopus. Very few are available. So for that reason, we should have some list. This was again suggested by Professor Shivgaonkar. Having the list is first step, and reading the articles is the second step of those journals, and the methodology followed by the articles in that is to be followed in our research. Otherwise, our papers will not get published there. Third thing is suggested is benchmarking our institute. Thank you. Benchmarking our institute with someone else. That was done in Institute of Management presentation by Dean. When he showed the NRF rankings, he compared with IIMs, top IIMs. How much they are in each category, where are they, and where we are. So there it is a clear understanding that this is the gap, and now we have to work in each parameter so much. That is strategy we have to work. So benchmarking, we can benchmark, each school can benchmark some institute or university in India, abroad, anywhere, understand their strengths and then start working towards that. Finally, you all had a very good presentations in the PPT format. There is a video captured also. The videos will be given in the session formats, and maybe faculty who has presented, those will be uploaded on the YouTube channels. Link will be shared to you. You can share to your circles your talks. That way, research will be going beyond the boundaries, and social media is very useful in doing that. The other benefit will be the students. The undergraduate students will start watching those things and maybe start having the inspiration to do research in a small way, not a big way. The PPTs are to be converted to PDF, not save as or print as, but in the text format. So like 4-page or 2-page, depending on the matter you have, you can create some sort of a paper, what you presented in the presentation. Then we'll come out with a proceeding with all the papers which anyone can read, understand, and then collaborate. I would like to thank the team, ARM team, the coordinating institute CISR, which is very young at age. The few students are there, I think. They had some workshop for this week, but still after the workshop they have come and attending. All the conveners have put lot of efforts coming up with solutions, some new things which you might have seen. There were some new things as everyone was trying to innovate and collaborate. I would like to thank all the deans for the support. Special thanks to Professor Ukrande, as Dr. Ghosh sir said, for making this Sabhagraha available. This Sabhagraha has a capacity of 400. Our registration reached 375. Deans and HOI were not in that registered, so we stopped the registration. Considering the capacity of the Sabhagraha. Finally, this ARM is a brainchild of Honorable Vice Chancellor. Due to some reasons, she was not able to be there with us on this last day. Otherwise, he would have given the concluding remarks, given more guidance. But I think second day he has given. Second day? First day? First day morning, na? Evening also he gave. Na? Evening also he gave. And we are very much thankful to Chancellor sir. He also graced this event for some small time. He had come here for some time and he has graced the occasion. And finally, to all the participants who have left early, and you who have shown that you love research. As we were saying, this is a festival of research. We really enjoyed the festival of research with all of you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Love you all. Jai Hind. Jai Somaya Group.